Welcome to Gursky Stadium here in West Lawn, Pennsylvania. It's time for the USL PDL National Final here in Reading, Pennsylvania for the first time in the first appearance for Reading United AC. Their opponent, though, kind of familiar to this territory. They were in the final 2 years ago, but fortunately fell to the Michigan Bucks in that matchup. They're back again, though, this time moving stateside for their championship appearance, second here in 3 seasons for them as they come to face Reading United AC. I'm Chris Bakovic, alongside me, Noah Pegler. Been with you all season here for the Reading United action, but want to welcome in all the national PDL fans and, of course, the Calgary Foothills FC fans here to this matchup today. Beautiful night, Noah. Great atmosphere here. A little humid, but that's really the downside to this packed crowd here tonight.
It is a very good opportunity for Reading United to finally get to this far, and it is a great crowd here tonight. And as we see, but this should be an exciting one. Both teams have been able to go deep so far, and this is what it's all about, the one chance to play for the national championship here tonight.
Yeah, 2 teams that had their fair share of eventful playoff runs to this point, with the Western Conference champions, Calgary Foothills FC, coming in to face the Eastern Conference champions in Reading United AC. Of course, on that road to this point, a lot of goals being scored overall. The one thing we do want to point out, and we'll be talking about this a lot tonight, the great defense of the Calgary Foothills FC, which has continued into the playoffs, haven't given up a goal in their last 6 matches.
They've done really well so far, and they plan to continue that tonight, only giving up like less than double-digit goals in the season. Reading was the same way, so both teams have been able to shut down their opposing teams, and now if one of these teams wants to come out on top, they've got to score goals tonight.
Yeah, that's one thing Reading United had to do in the Eastern Conference playoffs, get 6 goals over the 2-day span, but it was just a 1-0 result that got them the semifinal win over the Villages SC in extra time, a goal coming from Kieran Roberts.
Yeah, Kieran Roberts, who has done well so far, is coming off the bench. I've called him the difference maker, and right now he is one reason why Reading was able to get into this game, and also because of the red card late in that matchup, too, as the Village SC had to play with 10 men. It
was also a 1-0 win, but in a regulation, for Calgary Foothills FC, 1-0 over FC Chicago United in front of a 1,200-person crowd there in Calgary. Really impressive support from the locals up there, and a goal coming from Ali Musi. Of course, something familiar to him. That was his 6th of the season. An assist coming from Moses Danto. Unfortunately, Danto not able to make the trip here to Reading for today's matchup, so a key loss in that department, but they combined for that 1 goal in the game. It's
definitely a tough loss for Calgary to be missing their top goal scorer, and that's at least an advantage for Reading, but also the way that Calgary's been able to score goals this year, they got to press early to get at this Reading United team, because that is one thing that Reading has struggled with. When a team comes out swinging early against them, they'll struggle a bit.
Yeah, a team kind of similar to the Villages SC, quick up top, and they're not afraid to put the pressure on. Taking a look at the 2 divisions they have come from, of course, Reading United in the Mid-Atlantic Division, a tight division this past season. Top 2 teams in the division ended up facing each other for the Eastern Conference Final. On the other side, Calgary Foothills FC really took care of business in the Northwest.
Yeah, Calgary, of course, took care of their division, especially over the Seattle Sounders U23 team. And then, meanwhile, Reading, of course, they have teams that always are part of the playoff runs. I mean, New York Red Bull U23, who have definitely gotten a lot of championship runs under their sleeve. The Long Island Rough Riders, of course, coming over to this division this year, definitely put a lot more pressure in that division for competition. And then, of course, Ocean City, who didn't do as well this year, of course, because of all the competition in that division. But now it's good to see how both of these teams leading their divisions and then able to make those deep playoff runs. But it all ends here tonight.
Yeah, Reading, luckily for them, have hosted all through the playoffs. You look at a team like Calgary, they only hosted their semifinal. They had to go on the road for the Western Conference playoffs. So credit to them for sticking to their same motions and not giving up any goals, too, on the road for those playoffs.
Well, they'll have to continue that same run tonight for Calgary to come out here on the road in West Lawn, Pennsylvania, against a full crowd here.
Yeah.
And that is the one difference. And Reading will have to take every opportunity if they want to win this game. They got everything on their side. All they got to do is able to put it on the field.
Let's take a look at this team comparison between the 2 sides. Obviously, 2 teams, they're familiar with winning all season. Calgary, too, in the second half here of this 2018 season. Just one loss on the Calgary schedule overall as we take a look at the two matchups. Of course, Reading United still unblemished this deep into 2018. Now they're at the final. Last chance to lose for them.
Well, I mean, they've definitely done well up to this point, and you got to give a lot of credit to the defense, Bennett, Strutz, and goalie, all the players around, and of course the coach, Alan McCann, who has made all the right decisions to get him to this point. And then Calgary Foothills, I mean, only one defeat, so right now they're two big giants in this soccer league this year, and as we see, they're very similar. So this is going to be an exciting matchup.
Yeah, and I was talking with some PDL officials before this matchup, and kind of one thing Reading could be worried about in this is the high press of Calgary Foothills FC. That was something we saw the Villages SC really shut down the Reading possession and offense last week with.
Well, of course, because Reading's offense runs right through the defense. They like to control the ball, and obviously the high press was putting a lot of pressure. It was keeping Malloy in the back, and that really cut off this Reading United offense. And then the Village FC, of course, they were unable to get anything going, like a goal in the back of the net, of course. But that is one thing that Calgary have to keep in mind if they want to get a goal tonight.
Yeah, it could be a tough defensive battle, and that's what we saw in both of these semifinal matchups. Two great goalkeepers last week in Reading, too, and that's what we're going to have tonight, of course, as we take a look at Carducci and, on the other side, Strutz. Two excellent goalkeepers, and, of course, Carducci this week being announced as the PDL Golden Glove winner.
But definitely, this is a key matchup. It's almost like the Golden State Warriors and Cleveland Cavaliers. All the stars are in this game. It's very exciting because all the star talent on both of these sides, so it's going to be very exciting, and honestly, anything can happen tonight in this matchup.
Yeah, taking a look at the goal scores on each side of this graphic in front of us, it kind of balanced overall. Of course, Danto, that's 11 goals that you're losing here tonight since he can't attend the game. That's 32% of their overall scoring offense. Bennett, of course, becoming the all-time leading scorer in Reading United history with his 4-goal effort over 2 days at the Eastern Conference playoffs. But a lot of players, two deep squads, they can really get after it on the transition, too.
Plenty of goal scorers here tonight as we see Camargo and Pascotti, and then, of course, Bennett being the all-time leading scorer, definitely always getting into the box and getting headers on net. And then you got Kieran Roberts, who he's not starting tonight, but he's known for making those late finishes and giving the goals that Reading needs to get the victory. And then also, Felipe Hideki, who's also gotten good foot skills. And then Malloy, of course, the captain of this team, the PDL's top prospect, and also the player of the year, who's definitely got a resume for this year, is one of the main parts of this Reading United team.
Yeah, and you made a good point there. Kieran Roberts coming off the bench. Reading United, one of their strengths, definitely the amount of fortitude they have coming off of the bench. Kind of bench lacking for Calgary, not as deep as Reading United coming into this game, but this game could be won in the second half, and that's what we saw for both of these teams last week.
And yeah, the subs, no matter in what game it is, will always make the difference. And so far for Reading, it has, because whenever the subs have come on, it has made the difference in those games and has at least helped them toward victory.
With that, we welcome you into the PDL YouTube channel here in Gursky Stadium. Beautiful night, as previously mentioned. Again, I'm Chris Pekovic, alongside me, Noah Pegler, getting set for the lineups to come out onto the field, and we'll have those on the screen for you in just a few moments. Again, second appearance here in the PDL Championship for Calgary Foothills FC, and that in 3 years. For Reading United, their first ever appearance. With that, we'll turn it over to PA announcer Ryan Lineweaver here at Gursky Stadium.
Calgary Foothills FC and your Reading United AC. Have a visiting lineup for the visiting Foothills. Starting in net number 1, Marco Carducci. On defense, number 2, Dean Northover. On defense, number 22, Chris Serban. On defense, number 4, Dominic Zator. On defense, number 20, Jonathan Wielden. At midfield, number 14, Elijah Atakupi. At midfield, number 8, Bruno Zebi. At midfield, number 7, Carlos Patino. At midfield, number 11, Ali Nusi. At midfield, number 19, Willie Accio. And at forward, number 12, Nico Pasquale. Calgary is coached by Tommy Wilden Jr. And now, the starting lineup for your Reading United AC. Starting on defense, number 12, Rob Campbell. On defense, number 15, Lamine Gante. On defense, number 20, Kamal Miller. On defense, number 4, Dawson McCartney. At midfield, number 8, Zach Zandy. At midfield, number 10, Felipe Hideki. At midfield, number 21, Khalil El-Medkar. At midfield, number 11, Izana Kase. At forward, number 9, Cory Bennett. Starting in net tonight, number 1, Bennett Struth. And wearing the captain's armband at midfield, number 6, Aaron Malloy. Reading is coached by head coach Ellen McCann, assistant coaches Chris Tadley and Shane Healy. This time we would like to thank our color guard for tonight, the U.S. Naval Sea Cadets color guard. And at this time, if everyone will please rise and remove your caps, we would like to welcome a 2018 Exeter High School graduate, Christian Sorusky. Christian will be attending Lebanon Valley College this fall. She was recently awarded the Reading Music Teachers Association Helen Smith Scholarship. So please stay standing for the Canadian National Anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And now if you will still remain standing. Now, please welcome, here to sing the United States National Anthem, our members of the hometown Wilson High School Select Choir. Abby White is a 2018 graduate of Wilson High School and will be attending Wellesley College this fall. Claire Carpenter is also a 2018 graduate and will be attending the University of Pittsburgh. And also with them is high school senior Matt Kidd.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight?
With that, we welcome you back up here into the press box of Gursky Stadium. All the fans certainly ready. Great packed crowd here. Didn't know if they could top last week, but boy, they did. Good to see some Calgary fans here making the trip out too, along with the East End Army of Bethlehem Steel FC. Taking a look at the formations for both sides now as we head into the matchup. First starting with Calgary. Again, we mentioned Danto not being in the lineup here tonight, but definitely a packed lineup with the offensive side of things and that defensive line that has been so strong. One thing to keep in mind, a lot of these players on Calgary have USL experience with Vancouver Whitecaps FC too, and have been with the Whitecaps system. So they have that upper tier system, and part of why they've gotten this far in the season for sure.
Great build-up is, of course, any key to being part of a team, and of course, Calgary's got it tonight. And since the fact that they were in this moment of just a few years ago, they are ready for this moment as they are hoping to get the victory this time around.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Noah. Some of these players have been here before, just 2 years ago. See how that experience kind of goes through them out here on the field today. Of course, coached by Tommy Wilden Jr., moving on to be the head coach at Calgary FC of the Canadian Premier League. Soon after this game, he's in his 4th season. Now taking a look at the Reading United lineup on the field. Typical formation for them. Aaron Malloy's Andy. Definitely will be getting forward. Aaron Malloy likes to help out the center backs too, but still that consistency out there. Only real change we see is Rob Campbell, of course, moving into the right side.
It's good to see Rob Campbell come back, and hopefully the chemistry between the defense, which is pretty much the backbone of this Reading United offense, it stays consistent, because that's what Reading will rely on as they try to work it up the field to guys like Kase and El Medkar, and of course trying to find Bennett in the box.
Yeah, and you've pointed out before in our broadcast, they like the strategy of switching Kase and El Medkar, whatever's working against those other fullbacks.
They've definitely applied pressure, and then, as we mentioned, they have switched sides at one point during the first half, and then, of course, Kase showing off his foot skills, and then El Medkar able to beat defenders, and then also Felipe Hideki in the middle, who's been able to make runs across the middle, find open space, and try to get a shot on goal.
Yeah, and Aaron Malloy will probably have a lot of eyes here today. Probably a player you'll see it professionally here in America or somewhere soon after he's done, entering still another year, 2 years of college ahead of him with Penn State. So see where that takes him. But he'll have a lot of eyes on him, and certainly he will. He gets a lot of possession out there for Reading United.
He's definitely like the main guy to go to through the offense, able to find passes, able to take long shots out, as we called it the Malloy shot here at Reading United, and also But also with Malloy, you got Zach Zandy out there, who's really come along this season. Didn't get much opportunities in the beginning, but as of late in the season, he's finally gotten to the starting position. Yeah,
Reading head coach Alan McCann interviewed this week by the PDL, and he said, well, we're kind of some sleeper players have been great this season. Strutz, of course, with some of his great saves inside the goal, but also Zach Zandy, his work rate in practice he mentioned, and really his ability on the field. And he gets overshadowed a little bit by Malloy on this Reading team, but a fantastic player out of Villanova.
I also want to say one thing about Strutz. He made an amazing save last game against the Village SC, which was pretty much the one reason why the Village SC were not able to get anything, get any goals in that game, because of that one save. And honestly, that would have gone in if just one misstep by Strutz. So he's definitely a key factor in this game. But also Carducci on the other side for Calgary Foothills, seeing how he's a skilled goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But all the pieces are right for both of these teams. The only thing that matters now is who comes out on top in these next 90 minutes. Yeah, and leading Reading here into this game, Alan McCann, his first season, he's the PDL Coach of the Year, has been really coming out of nowhere, people think, but was an assistant coach under Stephen Hogan the last 2 years, and has really excelled with this group, with a lot of players from last year, and they've clicked the right ways here as we move through the season. It'll be Cory Bennett standing over the ball. Reading will have the opening possession here at Gursky Stadium. Fans still filing in, trying to find their seats, but we're underway in the PDL final as the crowds continue to swell here. Headed out, and Reading will have it in Calgary territory. Reading United perfect at home, whether in the postseason or the regular season. 10-0 overall. No losses, no draws here in the friendly confines of Gursky Stadium. So definitely home field advantage is definitely key for Reading in this game. Bennett brought down there, and we have the first whistle and foul of this contest.
He's affiliate of the Philadelphia Union, Sons of Ben, East End Army from Bethlehem Steel, here in attendance. And Philadelphia Union playing in Portland tonight at 11 p.m., so plenty of time to get back home if they want to tune into that match on the West Coast. As Strutz will wind it around over to Kamal Miller. And here's this high press from Calgary we thought we might see. Bennett coming back to help. Hideki a quick slip on the turf, and the pass is intercepted by Calgary.
Turnovers like that you got to be careful of, because that's what cost Reading so many opportunities in their last game.
Pasquale loses that out of play. And it's back to the Reading defense. And we talked about this being the main battle today. So far, Calgary really winning it. Calgary forwards pressing against Reading United's possession game. They like to take it out of the back. Malloy goes down already, and here comes a whistle coming back to it. Malloy holding his back, but he's up all right as we'll restart play here.
Well, of course, Reading came out swinging with the start of the possession, but as you see very quickly, Calgary making the right decisions and stopping the passes, and obviously we got to watch the slight mistakes that some of these teams make.
Out of play and ruled by the head official. It's a throw-in for Reading United. Dawson McCartney will take it, the Ivy League Rookie of the Year last fall.
And he's really come along this year as part of the Reading United defense.
Yeah, he's excelled second half of the season for sure, filling into a left back spot as Calgary gets back possession.
It might get a little rowdy down there.
Bennett back heel, Hideki coming in, loses it initially over to Bennett on the far side. Kase was inside the box, but it's swept away by the Calgary defense.
And as we see, not like in their last game, Reading already finding the momentum. It almost took them like 20 minutes to finally get that momentum going in the semifinal last week.
Miller looking left side. There's McCartney. He keeps it in play. Knocked out again. Another throw-in for Reading United. Pasquale providing the pressure there. Deflected away. Calgary Foothills have possession. Akio trying to keep it away from Conte. He gets it up to Bennett. Kase loses it there. Too heavy of a touch. Foothills will try it over the top, and Miller settling it back over to Strutz. Bad ball out of play. Couldn't read it there, and it's already out of nowhere. A chance in the final third for Pasquale and Foothills FC.
Clearly, you don't want to make any mistakes right there. I mean, you're already close enough to the box as it is, so right now, Reading's got to be careful of those mistakes.
Here comes a long throw-in. Fourth minute of action. In there, falls down, a chance here maybe. Cuts back to the outside, looking for the shot. Puts it across frame. Pasquale back over and deflected off the line. They wanted a handball. It hit the shoulder of Kamal Miller. Out of bounds and a corner kick coming for Calgary.
On that last corner, they were able to get a guy. He was so close to getting the head on it. And then, of course, a man just dribbling on the outside. Wasn't able to find a shot. But then, of course, Kamal Miller being in the right spot to stop the ball.
The assist leader in the PDL, Patino, puts it in there. Floats through everyone to the opposite side. Jay Wielden coming forward to take it. But Reading back with it. Kase. First real chance of the match going to Calgary Foothills. But here comes Reading United the other way. Ball over the top. Cory Bennett running in. The offsides flag is up. Far side official. And that'll pause the action.
It's a good response by Reading to take that corner and then try to drive it all the way down the field. But of course, the offsides will make a difference. But it's good for Reading to see that they were able to come out swinging early, and that will help them along in this game.
Yeah, bouncing back from that real chance there for Pasquale and Calgary. Patino settling under it. Little knock from behind from Malloy. Play continues. Work it back over to Miller. Syracuse defender steps forward. Looking for some help. He likes to do this occasionally. Comes all the way up from the back. Brought down from behind. No call from the referee as play continues. Both teams wanting some fouls there in the last minute of play, but referee holding back his whistle here early on.
Pretty good by Miller to take that opportunity and just dribble upfield. He was able to fake a guy out to make him go to the left and was able to create open space and just able to dribble right down the field.
Yeah, just couldn't find any help in the end. Cory Bennett was smothered, really. by some Calgary defenders.
Yeah, right now Calgary recognizes that Cory Bennett is the guy to go to in the box when trying to get all these goals. And right now Reading will have, if they can't get to Bennett, they're going to have to get to somebody else, maybe like Hideki or even Zandy.
And Cory Bennett's not the biggest guy out there, but one thing he's good at, holding up the ball. They like to use that skill for sure. As Zach Zandy making some spin moves, he'll get it up over to Kase. Kase trying to hold on. Advantage was played, but being brought back by the head official. It's a free kick won by Reading United AC.
Reading United free kick, sponsored by DECA and East Penn Manufacturing.
Malloy and Zandy standing over it. Zandy will make way for Malloy as McCartney comes over. 7th minute of action here in Gursky Stadium. 0-0 between Calgary Foothills FC and Reading United AC battling for the PDL championship today. Ball over the top by Malloy. He was targeting Kase, but headed away in the end. Rob Campbell all the way up to the midfield. Kamal Miller. Back over to Strutz.
On that last corner, I mean, it was definitely right at Kase, but it wasn't high enough, and it landed right at the defender.
McCartney, the left back, making a long run against Northover. The right back will clear it out of play, and it's a throw-in for Reading United. Hideki tiptoeing the sidelines, back heel, deflects over to Kase, looking potentially for a cross, driving in. Shoving back and forth, and that will go against Kase and Reading United. Foul one in the end by Adekube. Referee dictating things early on as we move into the 8th minute of action. Looks like they'll bring up Carducci here for the free kick. .48 GAA during the regular season. Love the energy from the crowd early on. Good to have in this championship match.
No, yeah, everything here tonight has a championship vibe. The people here, the excitement that it brings. So this is a great opportunity for Reading United here to host this PDL national title game.
Contact there. And they'll bring the ball the other way as the referee trying to get tab on things early on. Foul drawn in the end by Zebi as play restarts. We'll take it out of the right side of the back. Ball barely stays in play, but does with Kase. Moving centrally over to El Medkar. Malloy looking to the right side to find some room with Rob Campbell. El Medkar will lose it in the end. Calgary right back with it. Wheeldon. Deflected away by Kase. Bennett has a chance here, some room. Takes a chance, but it's a roller on the ground instead. First save tonight by Carducci.
It was good that Kase was not, he didn't give up on the ball. He applied pressure and is able to steal it away. And then, of course, Bennett just having the wide open space between the two defenders, but was just unable to get a powerful shot enough to get past Carducci.
The Calgary defenders closing down that chance early on, had to take that shot from outside the box. As Calgary right back with it. Ball over the top, targeting Akio, but out of play. Thrown by Rob Campbell over to Malloy. Miller downfield. Bennett under that one, but headed back over to Calgary. Malloy headed back over to Rob Campbell, but can't get there in time. And it's a throw in here, deep in Reading territory for Calgary. They'll take another long throw in here. Pasquati looking for the opportunity. Has 7 assists this season. Long line drive coming into the box. A one hop as Kamal Miller lets that bounce right into Strutz, and he'll look downfield.
was a good throw, and just there was nobody. It just went right into the hands of Strutz. So it's good to see that Calgary are still getting their opportunities, but right now both of these teams have got to find something.
Calgary, another pickoff here. They try to find some room, and that'll be a free kick as Andy went in for the challenge. And airborne went the Foothill player.
On that last one, of course, Zandy making contact on Ali Musi. And obviously he clipped him on the foot right there, but now that gives him the best opportunity for a free kick right now as we come into the 12th minute.
Calgary has had a couple of deep throw-ins so far here in the first 12 minutes of action, but now definitely right on frame with goal. A chance here to make something happen. Musi standing over it. Four-man wall for Reading United in front of him. He'll take it in the end. A bender there. Strutz can't get rid of it. And there, the first goal of the PDL Championship goes the way of Calgary. 1-0.
Well, it was a good free kick. They were able to get it over the wall, right into the corner, and then Strutz got a hand on it, but of course heading off right off the crossbar. There's only so much you could do as a goalie trying to get it out.
Here's some foot soldiers cheering, as I'm sure back the Foothills. They're singing after that goal. A brilliant start here on the road for Calgary.
Definitely a brilliant start, and that's a good way to respond. As they've been, as a few years ago, they were in this exact moment, and now here they are leading at West Lawn, Pennsylvania, in the same exact game.
So Musi strikes for another game, had a goal in the PDL semifinal, and now again in the final. His 7th overall here in 2018 for Foothills FC. Here in the 13th minute, 1-0 Calgary Foothills FC. It's been a quick, high-paced battle so far, as Malloy gets away from 3 defenders. Sandy looking for some help. Fine Bennett lays it off to Hideki, but a bit too hard as Calgary find that chemistry early on, and this is what Reading is potentially afraid of, that high press, getting the ball back so early, and really, Reading can't get anything going offensively right now in possession.
Well, in that last opportunity, they just suddenly swarmed on Malloy, and they're shutting down everything, and then also the passes. Reading's got to make the right passes if they want to get something going.
Bennett over to Kase. Hideki, left side into the box. Knocked away from the ball, Northover down. Deflected, and a corner kick for Reading United AC.
Reading United corner, sponsored by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services.
It'll be Zach Zandy taking that opportunity.
Reading Eagles Reader's Choice for the best realtor company. Go to readingeagle.com/readers-choice.
Zandy sends it back post, headed down, deflected out of there though. It was Kamal Miller getting the initial touch, swept up in the air. Carducci did not keep that in play, and it will be a goal kick for Calgary, up 1-0. This crowd really energized to start off, but now Reading United fans pretty silent after that opening goal screamer, really, from that chance out there.
Well, that chance could have gotten them back into this game, but only one goal can make the difference. And if Reading gets a goal in this game, this crowd will be alive once again.
And definitely a good contingent of foot soldiers here from Calgary supporters group. As just like that, Calgary back in possession, working out of the back. Sator and, of course, Wheeldon working it out of there. Northover now takes over. Tino in front of him. He'll get it off a deflection from Malloy. Another deflection from Kase brings it back to Reading for now as Zandy chips it over to Conte. Rob Campbell open on the right side, but stolen away. Patino now making a run forward. Settle it back, though, and allow some teammates to come up the field. Ball out of play, though. Throwing for Reading United AC.
Right there is another turnover by the defense. As Conte clearly didn't see the guy right in front of him, but good thing Reading was able to get out of it.
Ball over the top. Hideki will hold it up for his teammates. Cutting inside, back out. Deflected away, but out of play in the ruling. A goal kick back to Calgary. 16th minute, 1-0, Calgary Foothills FC, the Western Conference champions, coming out of the Northwest Division. Calgary, that their 35th goal overall here in 2018. They're averaging about 2 per game. Carducci sends that deep downfield. Akio gets a touch to that, but no help for him up there as Rob Campbell sends it back to Strutz, and he'll do the same. Bennett, I expect a high decky, but didn't see it coming. And it's all the way back to Carducci. It's really dangerous here. A hot defensive team in Calgary. Haven't given up a goal in the last 6 matches, and they have an early 1-0 lead on the road. Type of team that can bunker in, get it done, and they're already looking pretty strong out there on the defensive side.
They really are, and right now Reading, they've gotten their opportunities, but nothing really strong so far. They haven't gotten good touches in the box, and right now that is one thing that Reading is lacking.
Pasquati here moving right side against McCartney. Can he get around him? No, ball stays in play. Both players out of play. Ball rolls out, and they will call, looks like a foul there inside the box, heading the other way. Cumberland University goalkeeper Strutz will take it. Ball is back in play right now. They're slowing things up, trying to decipher the field. Malloy falls there, and a foul called on Patino. After some contact from behind, it would have been a handball otherwise on Malloy.
Well, clearly Malloy is trying to get to the ball, and he's being tripped up from right behind him. So right as we see, Malloy has definitely gotten some physical contact against this Calgary Foothills team. So of course, Calgary recognizes that Malloy being the captain and the guy who's like also the big part of this offense. So they're definitely keeping an eye on him and making sure they're making their presence physical to him.
Ball over the top and out of play, back to Calgary. And definitely, Malloy and Zandy have to be frustrated in these first 15 minutes. They've been swarmed every time they have the ball.
Definitely, and this is where Hideki has to come in and get to the ball and relieve some of that pressure.
Akio finding some room to run. Kamal Miller to his right, sliding challenge, and a foul one at the top of the box. Yellow card will be issued to Kamal Miller, and yet another beautiful chance just outside the box coming for Calgary.
Clearly it was a good foul, and then right now I think Reading's, again, lucky that wasn't a red card for denial of goal-scoring opportunity, as it was clearly right outside the box, and he's definitely lucky as Reading is not down to 10 men at this point.
For Kamal Miller, that is first yellow card of his PDL season here in 2018. But a nice cut by Akio there, the Kenyan, making the opportunity here for his teammates. And there's, no surprise, Musi staying right over the ball. He scored from a free kick before, if you're just joining us. Strutz coming up to have a word with his wall. It's a 5-man wall out there for Reading United. Musi again, brilliant diving save to his right for Strutz. Ball still dangerous. Headed down, still in the box, but swept away by Rob Campbell. Calgary keeps it, but Reading dodges a bullet there. Headed out of the box now as Malloy looks to spur on an attack. Here's El Medkar. Bennett lets it on. Hideki, 4 players forward for Reading. Back for Zandy, over to Rob Campbell, and now they have numbers forward. McCartney. Knocked away by Northover. Bennett trying to get back to it, but it's wheeled in, moving it downfield over top of Akio. Zandy. Smothered quickly by Patino. Rob Campbell couldn't get the final touch there. Footwork continues, and Rob Campbell, a last-second challenge here to get the ball out at midfield here in the 21st minute.
Reading, of course, that they've been able to get control possession past the 50-yard line, but then once you get like more near that offensive third, things start to fall apart, and that's where this Calgary Foothills defense starts stepping up.
Yeah, Bennett didn't see it there, but a wide open run by Hideki cutting through 2 defenders. He would have been on goal. Over the top, run by Pasquati. Trying to get out of there is Miller. Barely keeps it in play over to McCartney. Kase, little touch over. Brought down, foul called against Calgary. Free kick near the Reading bench. Conte sends it up to Bennett, loses it though, gets it back on the mistouch. Hideki, back heels again, but Bennett couldn't get there in time. Cardney the header, fighting against Pasquati, wanted the high boot, didn't get it. North over, nice move, finding some room in front of him. Little late there, trying to kick it forward. Handball there. Looks like the call was eventually as Kamal Miller will get the restart.
Northover, of course, here on the near side is definitely stopping this Reading United offense, as we've seen in these last couple of minutes.
Akio gets stolen away by Malloy, but right back into the heart of the Calgary defense. Wheeldon sends it forward. Patino chests it down, wanted the handball, and Reading United will get it. Free kick near midfield.
So far as we've seen in this game, in these last couple of minutes, the fouls are really starting to slow down this Calgary Foothills offense, because every time they've gotten the ball so far, like once they've got into the offensive zone, they've practically been stopped by a foul, like every time.
Kamal Miller stepping up. Stolen away. Miscommunication between Hideki and Bennett. Akio cutting through. Conte trying to stop him. He has possession in the box. Puts it across. Aaron Malloy there, sweeping it back over to Hideki. Lets it through over to Kase. Trying to get the Zandy. Still bouncing around. Calgary back with it. Hustling on the play. Zebi shoved down by Zandy, and that will be a free kick. Taken quickly. Malloy there. No Calgary players in the area. Adekube out of play. And a throw-in coming for Rob Campbell and Reading. Play continues. Pasquati cutting inside. Moving forward, ball over to Akio. Can't get around Kamal Miller, and it rolls into the arms of Strutz. Quickly, he moves play forward with McCartney on the left side. Kase making a run up ahead. Looking for help, chested down, out of play near the Calgary bench. It's a throw-in for Reading United.
That was a good chance right there for Calgary Foothills, as the one guy was making the cut on the inside, then he had Akio going to the outside, but it just didn't work out.
Here comes Calgary. Patino looking ahead. Akio making the run again on the right side. Ball sent across, but Musi there couldn't get to it. Ball over the top of his head. Throw-in for Reading United. But that, in a nutshell, shows you how powerful this transition attack is, too, for Calgary.
And as we've seen these last couple of minutes, that the transition attack that you're mentioning is, of course, starting to come to life. And right now, of course, that has to do with the fact that Reading is not making the right passes and started playing a little sloppy.
Malloy was not marked there. Went right through the midfield over to Kase. But the ball tackled away by Northover, who's having quite a game so far.
He's definitely becoming a solid defender in this matchup.
Hideki steals it back over to Kase. Lining into this one. Off the arms in the end of Carducci, trying to make the save. It's a corner kick for Reading United, their second of the match.
Kase, of course, has found a good way to wake up this crowd here. And luckily for Calgary Foothills, that deflection saved by Carducci didn't go right into the net.
That's what the fans were hoping, a big gasp there in the Gursky Stadium. But instead, Zandy will have a corner kick, goes the short route. Hideki tries to cross, gets it deflected away. Out of play, and another corner kick coming for Reading United. Now their third of the match. 26th minute, 1-0 Calgary on the Moosey goal on a free kick. Zach Zandy once again over the ball. Zandy ball in, Malloy, brilliant run, but fisted away by Carducci. All the way back to midfield with Rob Campbell. Hideki. Campbell making the run. Marked by Patino. Campbell keeping him himself. Serban gets a touch in there, out of play, and awarded over to Calgary Foothills FC, and they stave off the attack.
So far for Reading, that was probably their best opportunity as they were able to continue their attack after that last corner. But right now, they've gotten the opportunities. They just have not been able to get good touches in the box so far.
It was a nice set play there off the corner. Malloy had a great run at the ball. It's probably 3 inches lower. He probably at least gets a touch in there on frame. Medcar out wide. Kase ball over, floating. No one could get there. Ball clear downfield, out of play, and a throw-in for Reading United. McCartney will take it near midfield.
Hey, fans, be on the lookout for interns Kira, Charlotte, and Kira as they make their way through the main grandstand. Selling hollow balls, 1 for $2, 3 for $5. We'll play half-time hollow.
Miller.
Closest to conductor wins a Reading United prize pack.
Looking for some help. We'll find an El Medcar who's on the left wing now. Stolen away, Northover, knocking it back up ahead. Pasquati making the run down the right flank. Cross it over, Zach Zandy making the run all the way back to get there. Conte gets it all the way to Kase, and some room here for Reading United to breathe. Reading getting some room for that possession game they like right now. Hideki, McCartney. Back over to Miller. Conte. He'll step all the way up with plenty of room. Hideki. El Medcar. Cuts back around into the box. The chance coming off the forehead of Wielden. Out of play. It's a corner kick for Reading United. Their 4th of the match. But Wielden taking it square on the forehead. Able to get right back up. Surprised he didn't go down immediately. Referee calling for a concussion check anyway. And good for the referee there. That's the right thing to do.
Well, it's good that he's definitely thinking player safety first, as in any sport. When any blow to the head, because concussions are a serious deal. And, of course, that one knocked the daylights out of him, just right square in the face. But then, also to go back to this Reading United team, we've noticed that the transition is picked up. I think one thing is because Kase and El Medcar switched sides.
Again,
and
yeah.
it's part of the strategy, because Calgary, of course, getting comfortable with this Reading United offense the way it is, changing it up a bit, of course, has to change things up now, and Reading is able to get something going here.
Zandy back over the ball. On the last corner kick, great run by Malloy, wide open for a header, just a little bit too high. So on a big corner kick and set piece opportunity, one of the center backs off the field for Calgary as Wielden will have to come off.
I mean, it stings, of course, to be down a man in this opportunity, but, of course, it's the rules, it's player safety,
Yes.
So, fortunately, you have to abide by them.
Zanding getting ready for the chance. McCartney coming over for the short route. Sent in there, headed off the line in the end by Akio. Zandy. Some room. Puts the ball over, but a bit towards the top of the box. Akio the header. Patino shoved away there, but somehow wins the ball anyway. Musi gets through 2 Reading players. The chance from far out, a roller right into the arms of Strutz. He handles it well. That's something you don't like right there. McCartney and Zandy, I believe, covering Musi, one of the top players, and he went right by them. No real challenges. There's a little bit of miscommunication out there occasionally for Reading.
And as we've seen so far a lot in this game, miscommunication has been one thing they're lacking so far. But they've been able to get something going. And then on these crosses, they've gotten them into the box, but this defense by Calgary has just stopped everything that's come their way.
Long ball there, scooped up by Carducci, and he'll settle things down with his 1-0 lead. 32nd minute of action here in Gursky Stadium. As Wielden, good to see him back out onto the field. He'll take the ball up and knock it ahead to Akio. Musi misses it there. Zandy and Ideki some room. He'll put it over the top for Kase. Can't get there in time as it's headed away. Wielden will help it back to midfield. Malloy gets it deflected out of play by Zebi. And a throw-in coming from McCartney. Northover almost stole it, but Bennett back with it over to Malloy. Over the top, Kase going to have to make a real run after this one. He'll keep it in play. Ball floating there in the box. And eventually a foul called at the end line. Kase going to make his case to the assistant referee. But it will be a free kick for Calgary. And a yellow card issued in the end to Kase for arguing that call.
Clearly the ref just giving him the card because of his disrespectful behavior in some sort of way. And just trying to calm things down. And it's a good thing that it was only just a yellow card. But if that foul didn't occur right there, that would have been a great opportunity to open up space for Kase to get the ball right there.
And for Kase, his 3rd yellow card here in PDL play in 2018. As in the end, Carducci will have the free kick, basically a goal kick. Away the header, Hideki, Kase. Deflected off of Elmedkar in the end, still floating there. Musi takes it, Malloy battling, but the forward will keep possession. Wielden takes it all the way back to Carducci. And he'll put a little lob over to Northover. Akio chests it down. Tried to flick it over to Patino, but Kase stole it instead. Strutz from the back. 34th minute. Deep into this first half, 1-0 Calgary. A goal by Musi if you're just joining us. Northover gets a whack at that out of play near the Reading bench, and it's a throw-in for Reading United. Elmedkar draws the foul there, and it's a free kick near midfield. Malloy, Rob Campbell far side. Up ahead, Zandy had a nice run going, but tackled away by Zebi. Sator out of play. Miller making that deep run up with the offense. Through ball up ahead, Elmedkar into the box. No one beside him, though. He puts it over now. Falling there. Chance by Kase. Wide. Brilliant run by Elmedkar, but no one was inside the box for him.
It was good that he was able to keep it in play, but these chances for Reading keep getting better and better. It's just a matter of time until they get one on goal. Kase, of course, getting a good shot. Just went a little too far off the post.
At least giving a threat over to Carducci here with this 1-0 lead. Goal kick for Carducci. He'll send it right over to his center back, Wheeldon. Over the top. Moosey again fighting through traffic. They'll give the advantage, but the foul also given anyway. Zebby telling the referee, hey, I wanted to continue play there.
Yeah, out of all the opportunities, you got to stop them right there, of course, when they're trying to build up something. But then right now, we're starting to see the game. We're seeing moments of Reading just trying to get upfield. They've been able to finally shut down this Calgary offense so far. And right now, they really want to get a goal right before halftime.
Of course, Calgary would love to do the same. Get that insurance goal in possession now. Taking their time, too, of course. Back over to Carducci.
Yeah, Calgary so far, they're probably starting to realize that they got to start controlling this game again if they want to start getting those opportunities. As so far, it's starting to slip out of their hands.
Taking into the 38th minute now in the field of play. Wheeldon driving into this one downfield. Accio there, headed back by Miller. Patino loses it to Hideki. Here's Elmedkar to his left. The Kentucky forward takes over. Hideki taken down away from the play. Another foul. Advantage was played, and they'll bring it back as Hideki goes down.
Clearly, the ref saw something in that tangle up, but then obviously he made the right decision to let them play on, of course, because it was in good momentum. But of course, right now, Calgary's probably got to be a little upset that they called that one back. Yeah. And of course, giving them the momentum when they didn't get the momentum on that last foul.
But even so, if play continues there, you probably have a foul right outside the box with Elmedkar going down. So this is the better of two options for Calgary out there.
Well, yeah, the free kick's not as close to the box.
Malloy will stand over it. Far side of the box. Out of play, and a goal kick for Calgary. Time dwindling here in this first half for Reading to find an equalizer. Up and out of play, throwing for Northover and midfield. They'll get right back to the ball. Moosey and Miller collide, and that'll be a foul against Moosey. Miller goes down. So too Moosey, both still down, holding their heads for a brief moment. Miller checking on Moosey. Good to see the sportsmanship. A free kick to Reading United.
Of course, on that last one, Miller, he's definitely going for the header, but then Moosey coming to try and get the ball, came running right in, and fast pace just looked really dangerous. It's good to see that they're both all right. That could have been a lot worse for both of those guys.
Moosey flexing his left shoulder away from the play, but both jogging back out there. Good to see. Tino back on the ball. Moosey finding some room. Accio trying to get back to the forward. That's stolen away by Zach Zandy. McCartney. Bennett the header. Ball to Malloy. Up to Kase, overlapping run from Rob Campbell. Campbell. Looking for some help. He'll send it all the way back to midfield with Conte. Out of play. throwing for Calgary. 41st minute. Zebby gets it all the way back. Zutter. Well, flipped on by Pasquati, but out of play. Throwing for Reading United. Back with it here in the 42nd. Kasse to Bennett. Flicked over, but no one making the run. Another throw-in for Calgary. Adekube heads it down. A nice one at that. It's Pasquati running forward. Saying the tackle had the ball. Campbell up ahead. Kasse to his right. He'll deliver it over. Going to the box. Campbell almost got there in time. A corner kick. 5th of the match for Reading United.
On that last one, obviously, the defender cleared it out and thankfully didn't go off a Reading player. So at least they got a corner, but now they get it to the other side, which, as we've seen so far, they've all been on the near side so far. And they've all been taken by Zandy, but now we get to see it on the far side with McCartney.
Reading corner sponsored by Imperial.
Dawson McCartney into this one. Bending ball in there, headed down off of Kamal Miller there in the end on the deflection. Ball sent ahead, Pasquati, and Rob Campbell will duke it out for this one. Pasquati gets there. 1v1, Conte retreating. The center back there. Pasquati back around, and that will be a foul just outside the box. Another great chance here for Calgary in the 44th.
On that last one, Campbell was beat by Pasquati, right there. And then that was Conte, right, who comes in on the foul. And we'll see what happens, as he got another yellow card right now.
A yellow card has been given to Reading United.
So, not ideal for Reading United. Both center backs have yellow cards. Kasse has a yellow card. Things mounting here for Reading United, not even to halftime yet.
Right now, you could definitely see that the cards are going against Reading United so far. As you've mentioned, 3 yellow cards for 3 different players. And now here's another good chance for a free kick.
Patino and Musi standing over the ball, combining for 8 goals so far this season. Strutz had a diving save earlier in this half. Keep away a chance just like this outside the box. 45th minute. Tino takes it. Knocked off the wall by Malloy. Still rattling around. Malloy will sneak it out the right flank over to Kasse. Here comes the speed from Kasse, but couldn't keep it away from Serbin. Tino puts it over on the cross, but no one there for Calgary. McCartney will move ahead. Deflection there, stays in play. 2 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. McCartney will have the throw-in as Reading United gets possession.
On that last opportunity by Calgary, they were making the right passes, working their way up, giving goes right there. But then, of course, the cross. I mean, there was literally no one in that area. So Of course, because everyone was up in that area. So
Malloy drives into this one. Hideki into the box. Back heel there. Malloy covered from behind. A free kick on the outside of the box, as a yellow card will be issued. As for multiple fouls, he's saying. A free kick coming. Aaron Malloy, the top PDL prospect, drawing that. And now to end the half, most likely, Reading will get their key chance they've been looking for.
this is definitely a great opportunity right outside the box, and of course they've been fouling Malloy all game, but this time around, this could be dangerous for them.
You have to think Malloy's going to take this one.
A yellow card has been given to Calgary's number 7, Carlos Patino.
Patina gets the yellow card on that play. It's his first here in 2018. Malloy and McCartney standing over the ball. Over the top, sticks in there! Aaron Malloy, the equalizer! 1-1 on the brink of halftime.
And as we mentioned, the one goal Reading United needed finally woke up this crowd, and of course coming off the same way the first goal did, a free kick, and by Aaron Malloy, just putting it in the back of the net, and it's good for Reading to get that equalizer right before halftime.
Gets a little help from the crossbar, but if get some energy in these fans for the second half, that'll do it. 1-1 via the goal by Malloy, and that his 5th of the season. He had 6 shots in the PDL semifinal. Couldn't find the back of the net. He does here on just 1 there in the first half.
And this is where things are going to start getting interesting. The pressure is building. The fans are getting back into it. This is just adding more attention to this championship game.
The tip of the ball, and that draws the whistle. At the half, 1-1, Malloy on the brink of the first half gets the goal, and suddenly that changed the story heading into the second half.
It definitely changes the story. If they don't get that goal, the crowd is still quiet. Reading's got to be thinking, like, what's not working for them? But that free kick right there is what has got this crowd back into it, and at least gives them some optimism going into this second half, especially with the substitutes most likely coming on.
Really amazing, back and forth play, so much going on, quick pace in this first half, but 2 kicks making the difference, 2 set pieces, and the equalizer here from 2 of the arguably best players on the field here tonight, Musi and Malloy getting it done. We'll head to a brief break here on the USL PDL YouTube channel. 1-1 here at the half. We'll be back to talk about the PDL awards given out this week and also to preview the second half action. Join us here. We're tied at the break. Hello, welcome back here into Gursky Stadium. 1-1 at the half between Reading United AC and Calgary Foothills FC here in the USL PDL final. Again, I'm Chris McCurry alongside me, Noah Pegler. As we take a look at those halftime stats, plenty of chances going the way of Reading United, but it was the last chance of that half that proved to be the difference.
Reading's definitely gotten plenty of opportunities in this game, and it was only a matter of time until they finally got one. And of course, coming off a free kick, Aaron Malloy just getting it into the back of the net, and it got Reading United right back into this game right before halftime.
Yeah, it is 1-1 with Musi scoring on another free kick in the 12th minute. The one thing I really want to point out on these right now briefly, 3 yellow cards for Reading United, 2 of which to the 2 center backs. So something really to watch. A red card was beneficial to them in their last game, but we could see here if that trend continues.
Well, right now, of course, that both fouls going to the central defenders, and both of them on goal-stopping opportunities, and thankfully no red cards have come out yet for this Reading United team. But as we come into the second half, the tension is here, the fans are going to get into it, and anything's going to happen in this second half, so you got to keep watching for what's going to happen.
Both goalkeepers have looked good out here. Carducci and Strutz, of course. Carducci happened to be the winner of the Golden Glove here in this 2018 season. As we look at the PDL awards so far, it was last year that Aaron Malloy won the Young Player of the Year award, but here's the overall list that we saw announced this week from the PDL, also from these two teams. Alan McCann, deservingly so, getting the Coach of the Year award.
He's definitely earned this Coach of the Year award as he has made the right decisions, whether it's getting guys off the bench, whoever's got to start the game, and whoever's coming and going. So right now, Alan McCann doing really well this year, and definitely earned that Coach of the Year award.
And we'll see how much he really deserves it with those changes maybe he needs to make in the second half. Of course, the All-League team also announced Aaron Malloy, fittingly so, his name there from Reading United in the midfield. Danto, who couldn't be here with Calgary tonight, 11 goals, 3 assists this season, getting up there with the forwards on the All-League team. And, of course, Carducci winning the Golden Glove, also getting his name out there. So 3 players that have been very talented all season.
Yeah, it's good to see that 3 of these players who are part of these teams. It's unfortunate that Danto's not here tonight. He could have been the difference in this game so far for Calgary. But it's good to see Malloy. He's just had a phenomenal season, being the top prospect, being part of this all-league team, and of course having the goal in this game so far. And we'll see how he does in this second half.
We'll give some love to a former Reading player, Marco Micheletto, from last season, making it on Tormenta FC in the end. A good season for him with Tormenta FC, who were actually the top seed entering the Southern Conference, but fortunately were knocked out by the Villages SC, the wildcard team, in a tough Southern Conference. Both teams coming back out onto the field, and really the big question entering the first couple minutes of the second half is, are Calgary FC able to keep that high line? That pressure was immense on the back line of Reading United, and that really kept their chances going on the transition. I was talking to a fan during halftime asking, I wonder how many steals they had. If we kept that statistic, it certainly would be high.
Well, so far, I mean, Calgary, they've been able to build the momentum, but it's slowed down towards the end of this first half, and then a lot of credit had to do with the fact that Kase and Elmekar switched sides, changing up the offense attack for Reading United. But now, well, and of course the control of the game is what's making the difference, and if Calgary wants to get back into this game, they got to find a way to get back up the field and get those opportunities. And then for Reading, we'll see what they do with the substitutes, because they've been a big part of this second half offense with guys like Wasso, Burkhardt, and especially the difference maker, Kieran Roberts, who's come on and has gotten goals so far in these playoffs.
He's been a big force coming in for Cory Bennett late in games. We'll see what switches both these coaches will make in this second half. Again, the final kick proving to be the difference maker, in that first half for Reading United. They tied things up 1-1 on the 5th goal of the season for Aaron Malloy. Both goals in this game coming from free kicks. It will be Akio and Calgary Foothills FC starting with the ball here in the second half. And here we go. Second half of the 2018 USL PDL final underway. 1-1 here in Gursky Stadium in West Lawn, Pennsylvania. That ball serviced out of play by Wielden. It's a throw-in at midfield for Reading United. Zach Sandy. Over to Campbell. Advantage played, and Reading will use that advantage to take it around the back. 4 yellow cards handed out in that first half. 1 to Calgary, that was Patino, and 3 to Reading United, as we mentioned. Miller, Conte, and also up top, Kasse for dissent at one point. Bennett falls there, ball back to Zebi and Calgary. Too heavy of a touch, knocked away by Conte. He's brought down, and that's a free kick for the home side.
Reading United free kick sponsored by Soccer Pulse.
Right now, of course, Cory Bennett, he hasn't gotten many opportunities in this game, as Calgary, of course, recognizing that he's the top goal scorer. They really don't want the ball getting to him, so they've really marked him up tight so far in this game.
Malloy ball over the top, headed back the other way by Serbin. Patino out wide. Northover making the run. No, excuse me, Pasquati up ahead. Trying to get around Miller. Drives into this one. Conte sweeps it out of there on the volley. Patino falls there. Foul will be called in the end against Reading United, and that's Zach Zandy getting called for the tackle. And it's a free kick just outside the box for Calgary.
Out of town scoreboard update. Bethlehem Steel currently leading the Richmond Kickers 1-0 in the 54th minute. Santimar with the goal.
Just a one-man wall out there for Reading United. Patino standing over the ball. Over the top, dangerous, headed one over, off the crossbar. Still going, Pasquati again, deflected away. Still in the box, up with Calgary. Headed back over, and Strutz right there. Crossbar giving Reading a lot of help here tonight. The bounce for the goal by Malloy. Now Reading United back the other way. El Medcar still trying to find some room, brought down and away from the ball. We continue play. Out of play off of Rob Campbell. Throw in for Moosey and Calgary.
The crossbar definitely was a friend this time for Reading, as that took a lucky deflection off the crossbar. It stayed out of play, and then Malloy, of course, getting a touch on it. And then it was good for Reading to get a good transition going, but clearly I think the ref made the right call, and it was as Reading sold it a little bit on that last flop bit.
Another brilliant chance from a set-piece opportunity for Calgary. They'll take it all the way back to Carducci. Put it up ahead. Moosey tried to get to it. And offsides the call by the far side of the field. Assistant referee. Kamal Miller taking the ball up. We'll send this downfield over by Kasse. Serbin barely in time. Volleys that away. Kasse settling it. Overlapping run by Malloy. Conte will switch sides of the field over to McCartney. Pasquati putting pressure on. Back over to Kamal Miller. McCartney. Through ball up ahead. Run coming from El Medcar. Collision out of play. And it was swept there by Calgary. And actually, we brought back for a free kick, it looks like, on that collision.
Yeah, on that collision there, it looks like El Medcar may have came a little bit too hard on the defender as he sits there right on the ground.
Referee having a word with El Medcar. Free kick will be taken by Carducci here in the 51st. Sails into the night here in West Lawn, Pennsylvania. Head up ahead by Moosey, but right into Rob Campbell's path. Up ahead, Bennett couldn't get there, volley the other way. Moosey. Zebi. Pasquati. Couldn't keep it in play. Throw in coming for Reading United AC. Foul called against Reading. Tydecki there getting called for it, and a free kick in the Reading side of the field for Calgary. Serving near side. Chested to the right. Now to play, throwing for Reading. Back the other way to Calgary. Both teams feeling things out here in the second half. Still can't break out of the midfield.
Hey fans, when you have a chance, make your way down to the merchandise stand. We have limited edition Easter Conference Champion t-shirts on sale just for tonight. $10.
Long throwing once again, going to come one of those line drives. Flicked on, coming in the chance. Moosey couldn't get there in time. Headed away out of the box by Malloy, but it stays up with the Calgary attack. Northover takes a whack, deflected away by his own teammate as Malloy will scoop it over to Kase. He'll settle. Moosey. Patino. Ball sent over, deflected away by Conte. And that eventually rolls out of play for a corner kick going the way of the Foothills FC.
Clearly right there, they found the open space on that attack, was able to get around Malloy, and then, of course, without Conte making that initial touch, that would have landed right at the feet and of a player for Calgary, and he would have gotten that on goal.
Tied 1-1. Ball sent over everyone. Players fall in the box. No call from the referee. Dashing over to get back possession is Hideki. Gives away from Zebi for now. Back over to Hideki. He goes down with a touch of a hand. And it's a free kick for Reading United.
As we've seen later in this game, they've been starting to pressure Hideki a little more, as they probably recognize that he's more of the offensive attack, at least controlling the ball. And then obviously right there, the ref gave that one to Reading.
Reading free kick sponsored by Cory BTS.
Swept back over to Strutz here in the 55th. Pierre Reedy getting set to come onto the field. Last few games, big sub in the second half on one of the wings. So it looks like Reading will be the first team to provide a substitution here today. Throw in on the far side for Calgary, right back to Reading. El Medcar loses it there on the volley. Malloy. Looking downfield, he'll sweep it up there towards the left wing. Zandy. Back with it on the back heel. Bennett. Not finding much help. Calgary on the run. Akio. Patino loses it. Bennett coming over to help out Malloy. He goes down. Medcar, ball over the top. Kase running in, but right on the edge of the box is the keeper, Carducci.
It's a good run by Reading. It's trying to find Kase, but Carducci, of course, just right there to make the save.
Game certainly slowing down a bit in the second half. Tactically, looks like both teams feeling each other out, trying to see find a more reactionary move to the other.
Well, because, I mean, of course, because the one slightest mistake could make the difference and could cost one of these teams the match. As we mentioned, it'll be Pierre Reedy that comes on. Kase looks like his night is done after his shift. And he'll come off after some nice attacking runs from him. Pierre Reedy will fill in on the right wing spot.
Entering in his place for Kutztown, number 18, Pierre Reedy.
It's good that for Kase, who was able to get into this game, of course. They probably don't want to lose him, especially going later into this match, as he's already sitting on the yellow card. But now, of course, Pierre Reedy, who has been a big part of this playoff run, now comes on to at least help with the attack of Reading.
9th match here in 2018 for Reading United, logging 178 minutes. That tells you really makes his impact off the bench here in 2018. The Penn State midfielder will be playing alongside Aaron Malloy coming up this fall season. Hideki will try to switch sides of the field. Zandy finding some room to run. Moosey comes back on defense but can't stop the pass before it gets over to Reedy. Overlapping run from Rob Campbell. He'll settle in looking for a cross. He scoops there. Carducci in there right before the end line, and he scoops it out of the air.
It was a good idea by Reading to switch sides of the field and to find Reedy, and was able to find Campbell, but the cross, of course, just goes right into the hands of Carducci.
Conti and Reading going all the way from the back. Here's Campbell. Zandy. All the way back to Conti. But misplay there and a big break for Calgary. They'll move immediately up the field with a throw-in.
Conti, of course, has got to remember, you got to keep everything in front of you, and he's got to keep that one in play, especially in a throw-in near the offensive zone.
Louisville defender loses it there. So the action will pause. Not sure what referee's taking a look at. Having a word with some players. And now it will come. Pasquati again will go for one of his signature long throw-ins. Bullet there into the box, headed on and out of play. Goal kick coming for Strutz at Reading United. 1-1 here in the 59th minute to recap. Moosey and Malloy both getting goals in the first half via free kicks.
Both of them, of course, brilliant free kicks, and then both of them coming off the crossbar. So, of course, Calgary Foothills making the statement in their first goal, but then, of course, Reading equalizing it right before halftime.
Reedy, nice spin move, tackled away out of bounds by Zebi. Campbell will take the throw-in near the Reading bench, over to Hideki, covered by two Calgary players. Pasquati, ahead, Patino, covered by Campbell. He's staying with it, shoved off the ball, but back to Pasquati. Akio to his left. Knocked off the ball, possession back with Reading. Referee waves his arms. The play going ahead. Medcar cutting inside. Finds up on Zandy, but the pass a bit too heavy. It's over to Hideki. Malloy. Looking for some help from Reedy. He'll settle with it. Dashing forward around Serban. Keeps it in play. Medcar. Malloy making a run, looking for a chance. Gets stuck on his foot a bit, couldn't make it. Medcar, chance! Knocked away! Bennett had the header, but a save by Carducci into the turf.
It was good work by Malloy and Medcar, keeping the ball alive and then making a good cross. And they were finally able to get that opportunity that Cory Bennett was looking for, but just right into the hands of Carducci.
Those are the build-up chances we haven't really seen from Reading in this game. That's a good sign if you're a Reading fan at home. Back all the way to Kamal Miller.
Well, especially since it took him that long to finally get to Cory Bennett. I mean, we're like an hour into this game.
That's a good point.
That long.
Through ball there. There's Cory Bennett again in the box. Takes a chance. Big save by Carducci. Corner kick, Reading United. That's the keeper moves to his left side and staves off a bullet.
Pretty good shot by Bennett. And it was a good shot trying to get it near the near post. Just needs to get it to the top right corner if he wants to get that in. But at least they get a corner out of this one.
McCartney allowing this build-up to come with the fans. Taking his time to take this corner kick here in the 61st. Big moment for Reading United here. Hideki coming ahead for the short kick. McCartney has to settle in for this cross. Sends it over to the back post. Knocked out of the box by Calgary. Player goes down. Ball out of play, and not sure if that's a throw-in or a foul. But bringing down the player was Kamal Miller. He's on a yellow card. Not sure if that's yellow card worthy. We'll see, though, in the referee's eyes if it is. As the Calgary players, of course, going to swarm there. Any team would. And the referee, not sure what he's going to do, if Miller's coming over to have a word with him or... No card has been issued yet. He's just having a word with the Captain Malloy and Kamal Miller. There wasn't huge contact there. And he essentially said no more there from Kamal Miller. That a huge break. Keep that in your heads there, your memory. 63rd minute. Could have been a yellow card and sent off there. A big break for Reading United.
Yeah, I think the ref just told him this is your last chance. And pretty much saying if there's any more fouls out of him, he'll probably give him that one more card. But, of course, Calgary wanted something out of there.
You can make the argument, too. Breakaway player, he comes up from behind.
I mean, there's been so many opportunities. So far, that's at least the third time that Reading has stopped the momentum when Calgary's trying to get something going near the goal. But, of course, this one coming at the opposite end. But, of course, Calgary's just frustrated with all these fouls.
We mentioned that at halftime, too. A big variable to watch. Not so much what's going on the field, but in the book of the referee, too. 3 yellow cards out there, 2 to the Reading center backs. And they're going to be in the middle of some touchy action here as we move into the second half further and further. There, another foul given at midfield, and that going to Calgary.
Well, of course, both of the players getting their feet tangled up on that last one, and ref just keeps calling the fouls on right now. And then in the last game against the Village SC, that red card in the last minute before extra time, of course, making the difference. Because the Village SC, they were in that fight, and they still stuck with it. But obviously, these cards can make a difference in this game.
In the Villages SC, in extra time, had some open looks down a man. Credit to them, we kept saying, for keeping on fighting out there. Ball bounces right over to Strutz and back in possession. Now, after all that, Reading starting from the back here in the 64th minute. 1-1 tie game, just like at halftime. Back heel. Hideki runs onto it. Dashing forward into the box. Sliding challenge. Bennett gets the flick over. Offsides. Flag up on the near side. And that will be brought back, even without that save.
So far, it's good that Reading's still getting those opportunities. But, of course, just they need to watch the offsides. And then, as we've seen so far, I mean, not much out of this Calgary Foothills team in a while. It's starting to look like Reading has started to control this game. Of course, I think a lot of that has to go to the substitution of Pierre Reedy.
Yeah, you think about the second half, too. Play slows down, tired legs out there. That slow possession is what Reading likes to play at some moments. Back with Calgary. Serban. Zebi. Back over to Wheeldon, and he'll send it all the way to Carducci. Spin move by Pierre Reedy. Here he comes, central midfield. Knocks it over to Hideki. Ball stolen away from him, though. It's Northover again, who's having a pretty good game out there.
Yeah, Northover pretty much getting touches on the ball every time he's near it.
Miller settles it. Trying to get it back over to Strutz, but he has to make a quick turn to keep it away from Calgary. Malloy, Conte, and he'll move it down with Campbell. Akio providing pressure. Ball over the top, run by Almedcar. He settles it on the volley, but a touch at the last second by Calgary over to Carducci.
Clearly Almedcar getting a good touch on it. He was trying to go inside, but clearly couldn't get around the defender on that one.
First substitute upcoming for Calgary Foothills FC. Be it Sarkaria coming in a moment to add to that depth in the attacking realm of the game. Native of Edmonton, logging over 460 minutes this PDL season. Musi lining into this one, deflection there, still bouncing around, spin move there on the shot, but scooped up by Strutz. It's Adakube getting off the shot.
Well, it's a good thing that last shot took a deflection. Otherwise, it would have been more of a dangerous chance for Calgary. But since the deflection, it was an easy save for Strutz.
Campbell nearly losing it to Musi. Nice coverage by Conte, jumping over Patino. Almedcar now a run against Northover. Gets a foot to it, but then the right back knocks it back to his keeper. Challenge to be had and a free kick given by the referee. It was Zabi drawing it from Reedy.
Substitution upcoming for Calgary. Exiting the game is number 19, Willie Accio.
Willie Accio, who has really led the formation out there at the top the entire game tonight, comes off for Sarkaria.
Of course, Accio making the difference for this Calgary Foothills team, but clearly he's done all he can, and right now they look to get something different.
Good shift from Accio, yeah. Good shift from Accio, and that was a lot of length and speed they had out there. We'll see if Sarkaria can replicate it. Rob Campbell chesting it down, not sure where his keeper was. Luckily, that was a slow hopper back to Strutz, and a gasp here from the Reading fans as we're right back in motion with Malloy.
Reading's got to be careful on these defensive mistakes. They've had too many tonight.
Gilly Wasso heading to the scores table to come in soon for Reading United. Wielden driving that out of the box. Heavy collision with Hideki. A foul called against Reading United. And Coach McCann not happy with that call as Hideki's still down inside the Calgary box.
Well, he's not happy with that one because, I mean, I don't think Hideki really did anything to cause the foul there. And he didn't really want... And obviously the foul really shouldn't go that way, but at least Hideki is still able to get up.
Close collision there, and a yellow card has been issued. Might be to Hideki.
A yellow card has been assessed for Reading United's number 10.
Tonight, another yellow card coming out for Reading United.
Yeah, the cards really coming out tonight against Reading. They've really got to be careful on these fouls. So far, it's like at least 5 players that almost have yellow cards.
All really heavy collisions, too. That's Hideki's second of this 2018 PDL season. Gilly Wasso getting set to come on, Elizabethtown College forward, 2-time NSCAA All-American in the NCAA Division III realm. 35 goals in his Elizabethtown College career, and a big-time sub for Reading United these past 2 seasons. Almedcar off, Wasso on.
Almedcar, he's done well this season, and he's done well in this game so far. But now Gilly Wasso coming on, who's been always providing fresh legs for this Reading United offense as a substitute. And right now, as we've seen so far with Reedy, the subs have definitely made a difference in this game.
2-0 in the 77th minute of play.
Wielden will take it forward. 71st minute of action. 1-1 here in this PDL final. Malloy settles it around Patino. Almost giving it up immediately, but a challenge in the end by Conti. Hideki back on the midfield. Reedy making a run through ball. Serbin will get there in time. Back to Carducci. He's in trouble, though. He'll scoop it downfield. Collision from behind on Moosey, and Campbell gives the foul.
That would have been a good opportunity right there as the overlapping run by Reedy, but was just unable to get it. But at least Carducci was able to clear it out, at least upfield, instead of kicking out of play, which that is never a good idea when the offensive attack is coming your way.
Patino scoops it in the air. No one making the run, though. This will be what would have been a Reading goal kick. Instead, Strute's going to keep the momentum going out there for Reading. Sandy. Right flanking now with Reedy. Drives into this one. Driven away on the deflection by Zebi. Now some room to run for Moosey. An angle cut down by Malloy. And Campbell, he's going to get around them. Pulling the jersey is Campbell. No call from the referee. Still both players battling. Ball sent across, a chance here, but just outside the feet of Sicaria. And in the end, a throw-in here for Calgary right near the end line.
Reedy, good going across the middle, but just had a shot deflected. But then Campbell down here, he was tugging at the shirt right there. And, of course, Calgary wanted a foul, but they get a throw-in at least after that opportunity.
Bullet over line drive on that. Deflected out of the box. Hideki losing it. Going down, and that will draw the whistle of the referee. Hideki's on a yellow card, but the free kick coming just outside the box. Hideki watching himself here. A lot of these players close to the brink in the referee's head with getting that red pulled out.
Or at least a second yellow. Getting to that red.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Getting to that red. Either way, it's a free kick here for Calgary.
We've gotten plenty of close opportunities of goal kicks, of free kicks right outside the box. And thankfully for Reading United, they've at least another card to some of these players who already are on the card haven't come yet. And hopefully they won't come for them. But now Calgary at least get a chance to get something into this game.
74th minute, 1-1. Ball sent in, and that a line drive right over the crossbar. Goal kick coming for Strutz. Looking for some help finding a ball, and here comes one.
It was a good free kick right there, just a little too high and too far past the net. But at least got Calgary back into this game, who've at least been they've been pretty asleep this second half so far.
Definitely. It's been a slower pace for sure, back and forth, up and down the field in the first half. Now slowing down more tactically for both sides. Ball somehow stays in play there on the line. Wasso rushing forward, finding some room on the outside. He's into the final third. Ball still in play, deflected. And a goal kick there given to Calgary. Kieran Roberts putting on his game jersey. And on the other side, a sub getting ready for Calgary. Might see some more tactical changes from both sides shortly. Cutting through, Moosey, a brilliant run. Brought down there in the end. And a foul call. Moosey getting the ball back from Pierre Reedy.
Give a lot of credit to Moosey right there. I mean, he was able still to run through and get through all of that. But on that last one, the ref probably saw something, but it almost looked like Moosey may have tripped on his own foot as his foot was dragging right behind him.
Credit to him squeezing through those two defenders, but if you see any trip up from the attacking player in that situation, you're going to give a foul if you're the referee. And yeah, he having a word with Conte there saying, watch yourself, you're on a yellow card. As Patino will stand over the ball, sending it in there. Dangerous one into the box, headed down, but scooped away in the end by Campbell. Bennett trying to do it himself there, but Wielden will stop him and head it downfield. Campbell just trying to get this out of danger. stays in play. Reedy trying to settle. Patino and he battling. Still Redding, can't get back to it. Patino. Over to Zebi. Goes down. Malloy gets the deflection. Hideki. Back over to Reedy, and now Redding putting together a possession here. 77th minute, 1-1 since the halftime break. Out of play, and that will go to Calgary. Off of Wasso, they say. 2 substitutions coming on, 1 from each club, as Kieran Roberts, notable second half sub against the Villagers SC, getting the goal deep into extra time. And then on the other side, coming in is Sergio Carmago, Coastal Carolina and Syracuse player, where he played 75 matches, totaling 23 goals. The Colombian comes on here to add to the midfield. Coming off Cory Bennett for Kieran Roberts, which is the normal substitution with 2 Radford players. Also about to come on is Oscar Ramsey, who we haven't seen for a few weeks. We're kind of surprised to see him on the bench. So we'll see what he contributes after a few weeks off.
Well, Kieran Roberts, of course, the difference maker, who's been a big part of this Reading United team, being a physical player and being able to score goals. We'll definitely keep an eye on him. And then, of course, Oscar Ramsey, finally coming back after missing a couple of games. He did quite well in a couple of matches, so we'll see what he brings to the table in this final game.
Felipe Hideki comes off getting a little heated with the referee. That is probably a good decision at the end of the day for Coach McCannon. Might have been time anyway to take him off, as throwing comes from Calgary.
Hey, Hideki's done well tonight, and then of course Bennett. He didn't get many opportunities, but at least got some opportunities right into the second half.
'78th minute now. Both teams getting a chunk of subs in there.
Steel on top, 3-0. Michi Galino with the goal in the 85th minute of play.
Wasso. Roberts, give and go back to Wasso. Driving forward, deflected out of play, throw-in near the final third for Reading United AC. Ramsey flicks it over, ball sent in across there. Handled there by Kieran Roberts, the header. Pass, Carducci, 2-1, he strikes again.
As we've said, Kieran Roberts, the difference maker here for Reading United. Coming on, that cross coming right to him, gets the good head on it, and now is giving Reading the lead as we come down to the final 12 minutes of this game.
A bit of magic from the Big South attacking player of the year out of Radford University. 2 goals in 2 matches here in the semifinal and final of the PDL. And this place is rocking here. Reading up 2-1, and Calgary now looking for that equalizer.
This place is definitely rocking, and it's going to be a lot of tension for the next 12 minutes.
Should be a fun 12 minutes, been a fantastic match. But Reading had the next strike.
Reading United goal scored in the 79th minute of play.
Foul called, and there's Kamal Miller again in the middle of it. At some point, this referee is going to go for that second yellow. Calgary asking for it. A big goal by Roberts, but that could fall silent in these next few moments. There it is. A second yellow to Kamal Miller, equaling a red. And Reading United down a man, 2-1 here in this PDL final with just about 10 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. And you can't blame the referee here. At some point, the Reading players were asking for it, a few of them on yellow cards, and it just happened to be Kamal Miller, the center back.
He's given Miller plenty of warning, but of course coming on a high kick, looks like, and obviously the ref said no more.
Meanwhile, a free kick coming for Calgary Foothills FC, and this will probably warrant a substitution by Coach McCann as it's Isaac Curry getting up from the bench.
They at least want some defensive help out there because at this point, Reading's just got to defend, defend, defend.
Yeah, Malloy, after the red card, immediately put up his hands. We got to make a switch, Coach. Ball sent in, but Kamal Miller was not fully off the field yet, so the referee going to make them retake this kick. Miller, of course, visibly frustrated, ejected from this PDL final. It looks like the referee going to let the substitution occur right now. Maybe not, as Isaac Curry was not ready. The bigger question is, who does Coach McCann take off? The referee's saying, let's make the substitution happen. And it's Gilly Wasso coming off, who just came into the game. Early shift for him, helping out with that goal. Getting Reading up 2-1. And it's Isaac Curry coming on. Unfortunately for Gilly Wasso, his night done early, but a needed substitution for Reading.
Well, it thinks that Wasso has to come off. He did well at helping to get that goal, but of course now Reading just needs defense because losing Miller was a big loss.
The ball sent, still hopping around the box. Serbin lining into this one, but well off the mark and out of play. A goal kick coming for Strutz and Reading United.
Well, at least Reading was able to clear that one out as we get down to the final 8 minutes plus some stoppage time. So right now, for these next several minutes, we're going to see Calgary giving everything they got, as that now the title is definitely on the line for them.
Up a man two in these final 8 minutes plus stoppage time here in the 83rd. Strutz sends us into the night. Settled over on by Ramsey. We'll see how Reading attacks their possession game, being down a man. They're going to take it through the back again. Curry filled into that left center back role as he sends it over back to Strutz. Ball stays in play. Curry gets the muscle in there over to Strutz, and he'll scoop it downfield out of play. Throwing coming for Calgary. It'll be North overtaking it. They're sending a long one, deflected away by Conti. We'll send again. So many Calgary bodies there in the box. They couldn't find a touch. Here comes a volley into the back of the net. Calgary strikes back. We're back even here in the 85th, and it's the defender turning it on in the offensive end, Dominic Sauter. The equalizer here on the road.
Well, clearly coming off of that throw-in, and then Calgary just keeping it alive in the box, and then able to volley it over everyone. And of course, Strutz just gets it right passed over his head, and of course, the 10 men being the difference in this game so far. But it brings Calgary back into this game as we come down to the final 5 minutes.
Malloy and Zandy putting their applause here, trying to get their crowd back going, the morale back going on the field. Reading down a man here, and Calgary fighting back, equalizing it 2-2.
Calgary goal scored by number 4.
Malloy ball over the top, trying to find Reedy. Out of play, though, ruled by the assistant referee. It's a goal kick coming for Carducci. Moments between the stadium rocking for Reading United, a red card, and now a goal for Calgary. Things turning around for the Calgary Foothills FC. Of course, if we're still even after regulation, we will go to extra time. 86th minute now, still waiting to see how much stoppage time we do have in store for us. Brilliant soccer final here tonight. Whichever side you're rooting for, or if you're unbiased in this game tonight watching at home, some great PDL action. Right now, Calgary in possession, but not anymore. Out of play as Moosey is on the right spot there for that pass. Throw-in coming for Campbell. Calgary just taking their time here, up a man, finding their way down the field. Malloy drags him down, and that, the Irishman knows, will be a yellow card, and a necessary one in that situation.
Yeah, Malloy knew what he was doing on that last one, and obviously just dragged him right down to the ground.
Malloy's second yellow card here in 2018, and things continue to mount here against Reading United. They had that goal off the head of Kieran Roberts, but since then, it's been bleak here for Reading United. Calgary trying to pounce on the opportunity here late in the final. They have the free kick near midfield. Ball over the top. Great run for Calgary, but scooped up in the end by Strutz. 88th minute now. 2-2. Conted back to his keeper. He has to scoop that quickly away. Curry sending it up ahead. He'll have to volley it back. Sandy, the header up ahead. Northover takes him down. And a card issued to the right back. As Sandy goes down. Free kick coming at midfield.
Number 2, Dean Northover. Yellow card given in the 89th minute of play.
Third yellow card for Northover this PDL season. As Andy's still down for Reading United.
Looked like Northover may have blindsided him, as Zandy did not see that coming. And of course the crowd getting back into it after that yellow card came out. But even though Reading's down 10 men, this game is still tied, and anything can happen in these final minutes.
Well, we saw it right here in the stadium last week. The Villages SC, they arguably got the better chances overall in that extra time period. And it was Reading coming out on top, so we'll see what happens here being down a man. As Andy looks like dealing with some cramping there on the far side. And they'll bring on the trainer.
Yeah, they're probably waiting to not bring on the trainer, but of course now they have to because he just obviously can't get up.
Now we'll pause in the action here in the 90th minute, waiting on stoppage time. And the Reading United coaching staff is going to have Spencer Burkhardt get back up and running. And if Zandy can't continue that, big loss too for Reading United.
Yeah, it's a big part of this offense and passing game for Reading United.
Big goals coming in the second half late on, and seemingly in just a matter of a few minutes, both teams getting goals. Calgary responding with the equalizer, and we're settled in here at 2-2. Reading down a man. Kamal Miller getting his second yellow of the match shortly after that Reading goal by Kieran Roberts. For the foreseeable future, Reading going to have to deal with that, of course. These teams at a stalemate on the field currently as we enter stoppage time, which should come in shortly. Zach Zanny will head off on the far side of the field. So right now, it's 9v10 for Reading for at least a few moments. And that's the trouble, too. If they have any injuries after Spencer Burkhardt comes in. Even more problems here as we're still in regulation, stoppage time. Ball sent in, running in is Reedy, heads it down, and coming all the way over is Oscar Ramsey. He can't find the touch. Out of play, and it's a throw-in for Calgary. 6 minutes of stoppage time coming, a good chunk left here in this regulation period. Tied at 2 in this PDL final.
It's a good free kick up there, trying to find Reedy, and then of course Ramsey running into the box. It was a good opportunity. It was just one step shy of getting something on goal.
Reading throwing. Back to Curry. Looking for some help, almost intercepted. Conte trying to get it out of there. Ball out of play. And it's a Calgary throw-in on the near side. Serbin looking to take it.
Conte has had a struggling game all game long. Has just felt the pressure and hasn't kicked the ball into the right spot so far.
That was a storyline heading into this game. We knew the speed would test this Reading United backline the entire match, and it has. Kamal Miller out of the game now with 2 yellow cards. Of course, Conte with a yellow card of his own. Ball sent in. Players collide and the ball falls free. Out of play. It's a goal kick coming for Strutz. Strutz. Ball falls down there. Conte wasn't looking. Deflected away. Almost a chance given away as that ball dipped immediately on the kick by Strutz. Ramsey back to Conte. Over to Campbell. Squatty driving inside, going around players. He's still got the speed, but the tackle comes from Conte. Back with Calgary. Zebi, ball up ahead. Stayed in play with Serbin. Cross coming. Chested down by Ramsey. Malloy driving downfield. Threw ball up ahead. Reedy after it. But it's Calgary 2 at first. The goal scorer, Zator, getting the touch over to his keeper. Serbin moving up ahead. Wielden, Sador, exchange some passes. It's Zebi moving past Roberts. They'll let that one go on. Serbin coming forward, but that out of play before he got the touch. And it's a throw-in for Campbell. Sandy gets a touch. Akube sends it up ahead towards the box. Malloy gets a touch. And it's back to midfield. Reading sort of bunkering in here, trying to find their way to extra time. Ball sent over a low one and into the arms of Strutz. It was Camargo getting the shot there, the Colombian putting it right at the keeper. Roberts has 2 touches to the ball. Zandy. Pasquati has the next one. Conte trying to clear it out of there. Here comes Calgary. Flicked back over, but too much for Pasquati. Malloy. Roberts slid into after the play. Free kick coming. A red card issued for Calgary Foothills FC. And just like that in this game, we're even at 10v10 on the field. Sliding into Kieran Roberts after the play, a straight red from the referee's pockets. And a game changer as we're about to enter extra time.
Just as when you think you don't see anything else different in this game, you do. Now we are even to 10 men, and that definitely brings running back into this game now that there's an even amount of players on this field. And right now, Calgary's got to be frustrated about the fact that not only did they not get a goal when they were going against a team with 10 men, but now they're down to 10 men themselves, and now this gets Reading right back into this game.
And the 2 fullbacks for Calgary have had 2 excellent games out there, Northover and Serban. One just left. It's Serban after that red card. We're even here towards the end of stoppage time. Ball over the top. Trickling towards out of play. Reedy trying to keep it in. Gets a deflection. That's a goal kick for Calgary. A close call there. There's the whistle. We're headed to extra time. I guess you're lucky, folks. We've had quite a game out here. You got 30 minutes of free soccer. We'll take a short break here on the USL PD channel here on YouTube, and we'll be right back with you. 2-2, 30 minutes of extra soccer coming.
We play 10 on 10 soccer for 30 minutes.
Welcome back into Gursky Stadium. Quite a PDL final we've had. 2 red cards shown, 4 goals overall. And befitting it, we're headed to extra time. 30 minutes extra of soccer, no matter what here. Not golden goal. And, of course, if it stays tied, we head to PKs afterwards. Both teams now down a man. If you weren't with us here on the USL PDL YouTube channel, just before the break, a sliding challenge well after the ball left the foot of Kieran Roberts. Serbin is off, the left back for Calgary Foothills FC. We didn't really have enough time to see how they'll adjust to that. We will now, of course. Reading United, second yellow card coming to Kamal Miller during the second half, too. So, a lot going on, of course, here with you at Gursky Stadium for the 2018 USL PDL Final. I'm Chris Bukovic, alongside me, Noah Pegler. Can't ask for much more if you're a soccer fan out there. If you're a Reading or Calgary fan, you're at the edge of your seat, obviously.
Well, I mean, after Miller gets the red card, I mean, for Reading, you get the lead, and then you just, like, feel devastated, especially after Calgary was able to tie it up. But then now, going into this extra time, now that Calgary got that red card, it brings Reading back into this game, especially this crowd that is here tonight.
Yeah.
These next 30 minutes are going to be crazy. And like this game, this is an exciting title game, and both of these teams are going at it till the end.
So we have two substitutions to start this extra time period. We have Wielden coming off for Calgary. Coming on for the away side will be number 24, Joel Waterman, the midfielder out of British Columbia. For Reading United AC, we have Spencer Burkhardt coming onto the field in place of Zach Sandy, who did go down with some cramping in that second half. Not too surprising to see that. A like-for-like switch there with Burkhardt.
Well, Burkhardt has gotten his moments this season, so far the subs have paid off for Reading, but losing Zandy is a big loss for Reading.
Ball to play, and it will be a throw-in coming for Reading United AAC. Reading moving right to left on the field in front of us on your screens. Calgary Foothills FC moving from left to right. For this first extra time period, of course, they'll switch in 15 minutes.
Substitution for both teams. Exiting the game for Calgary is number 20, Jonathan Wielden. Entering in his place, number 24, Joel Waterman.
So Wielden was one of those center back positions for Calgary out on the field. Waterman there, more of a defensive midfielder coming on. Fill-in has played 1,100 minutes total in 2018 for Calgary Foothills FC. Not a surprising switch after the left back left on a straight red card. McCartney. Back to Ramsey. Here's Kurt. Malloy. Roberts. Brought down by Waterman. And that, a free kick in Calgary territory. Things looked really bleak. This crowd was pretty quiet for Reading United. That red card changed a lot. They're energized. The team looks a bit better out there, more confidence here. 10v10 on the field even. And now a key chance here for Reading United AC.
Yeah, it was a good thing that they didn't give up during those last couple of minutes when they were playing with 10 men. But now they're now even with the amount of men on this field. And now here's a chance for them to get into this game.
Malloy goes the short route to Ramsey. He'll get back to it. The Penn State midfielder moving up ahead. Left side McCartney, the left back. Malloy back to McCartney. Sends it across, but right behind Kieran Roberts. Swept away in the end by Zotter. Conte to Malloy. He'll swing it out wide to Reedy. Reedy looking for Roberts and Burkhardt in the box. He'll cut inside. Still with it. Over to Malloy. Swings it over, but right into the arms of Carducci.
It was good right there for Reedy, able to get into the box and then find Malloy. Malloy just not able to get enough power on it to get past Carducci. But at least Reading's coming out swinging in these early minutes of extra time.
Good chances early on, as we'll see Calgary Foothills FC move up the field for the first time in possession since they went down a man there at the end of stoppage time.
Yeah, we can see right now the way that Calgary's working. They're trying to figure out how to work this offense now that they're down to 10 men because they were up a man, and now they got to work through this Reading United team that's even with them now.
Fourth minute of extra time here in Gursky Stadium. Northover will send it back to Waterman. Karen Roberts wanted the handball. He'll get it. That is a free kick for Reading United. They get possession back here. Ball given away by Burkhardt. One back by Curry. It's over to Campbell on the far side. Malloy up ahead, stolen away. The Foothills FC making a charge. Ball over the top, headed up in the end by Pasquati, but out of play for a goal kick. Streets will have it upcoming. 5th minute of extra time now, 2-2 still.
So far, 2 mistakes. I mean, Burkhardt making the mistake right there, giving away that pass, and then, of course, Malloy giving away that one long pass. But so far, you could definitely see that Reading's struggling with these long passes as they're not seeing these quick and up-running players by the Foothills.
Ball gets away from Waterman. Northover trying to help out his fellow defender. It's up in the air. McCartney gets the header. Kieran Roberts trying to settle it. But it's back with Calgary. Curry can't get rid of it. Now Conte wins it back. All the way to Streets. Again, the second appearance in 3 years for Calgary Foothills FC and the PDL final for Reading. This their first ever appearance in a storied history here in southeastern PA. Moosey driving forward, cuts inside, finding some room. Malloy gets the final challenge. And a foul called there as Malloy grabbed from behind. Free kick for Reading.
It's good for Moosey to try and open up the space, getting through the middle, but then, of course, losing it, and then, of course, dragging Malloy back by the shirt, of course, so it was a good call by the ref.
Roberts deflected there. They wanted the handball on Waterman, but referee says no doing on that. Carmago. Cutting inside, will go back out. Strutz out of the cage. He'll sweep it away, cut down. Out of play, and the referee going to say a throw and nothing doing on that contact. Strutz has to get back over to his goal.
But yeah, I mean, you got to watch fouls like that because, of course, bringing down the goalie.
Yeah.
Of course, sometimes that could get you a card.
We've had quite a few cards in this game. 10v10 on the field right now if you're just joining us. Ball sent in, a dangerous hop right into the arms of Strutz. 8th minute of extra time, still knotted up at 2. Hops out of play there, Malloy targeting McCartney.
Right now, Malloy's starting to lose his touch on his passes and may need to start making a few closer passes because that's the second straight time that he's made a mistake on those long passes.
Moosey will send it back over to Waterman and the defense. Back with it. Forward looking ahead, finding some room to drive into it. Space cut off immediately by Ramsey. 9th minute of extra time, driven away. Malloy comes onto the ball, but a swing and a miss by the Irishman. Ball sent ahead into the box. A chance here. Sent over by Northover. Cleared away. Nearly off the line. It's Rob Campbell getting the stop. Out of play for a Calgary throw-in on the near side.
Northover, of course, has been a big part of this game. Every time he's near the ball, he gets right onto it. But then on that last one, McCartney just came a little too far out front, opening up the space for him.
Another signature throw-in coming from Pasquati. Near the top of the box, brought down. Waterman trying to do something with it. He goes down, flicked ahead, and now volleyed up. Multiple players collide there. And sandwiched in the middle, I believe, was Burkhardt, who's still down in between those Calgary players holding his back.
Yeah, but, I mean, one guy went up at him pretty high, going up for the ball, and then, of course, one guy right below him, and then definitely got hurt a bit on that last one. Hopefully he's still all right and good to go.
Yeah, Malloy helps him up. He'll be jogging downfield. Good to see.
Running free kick, sponsored by Newcastle Lawn and Landscape.
Headed up by Kieran Roberts. Coming on, Reedy in the area, but cleared away by Calgary. Camargo making a run downfield. Calgary feeling something here. And a stop by Campbell as he's dragged from behind. Roberts trying to settle it upfield. We'll get to the deflection, eventually out of play for a running throw-in near midfield. Reading will move their forces ahead with another throw-in.
So many times in this game we've seen guys tug each other at their shirts, and that's where this physicality is coming from.
11th minute of extra time. Ball sent ahead into the box, looking to put it across. Deflected away. Corner kick, Reading United.
Reading United corner, sponsored by PJ Wilhelm.
Heading over to take it, Dawson McCartney. Has 1 assist this season. Entering today had over 730 minutes played this 2018 PDL season. Headed by Northover, out of play. Malloy immediately over there to take the throw-in. Malloy losing it there, out of play. Back to Calgary with a throw-in. Waterman looking downfield. He'll move it to the left flank. Thirteenth minute of extra time. Back here over to Pasquati. Trying to find some room. He's brought down. Ball will trickle to the far side. Driven across, knocked down inside the box. Miscommunication there as Malloy and Reading United get it back. Burkhardt up across, but Roberts not making a run. So we'll go back to Waterman and the Calgary defense.
Yeah, right there you can see a lack of communication as two players almost collide trying to get to that ball. And obviously you don't want to make mistakes like that when you get a goal, when you get an opportunity.
It looked like they were trying to do a thing where you leave it for the one guy to fake out the opponent, but didn't work out. Out of play for a Reading throw-in. Here comes Calgary. Cut off, intercepted by Ramsey. Over to Reedy. Something brewing for the home side, but just behind Ramsey.
Right now, these passes haven't been going their way. Too many times they've been haven't been able to get the lead pass off.
About to be into the 15th minute of extra time, nearing that halfway break for another 15 minutes. Knocked ahead on a deflection by Pasquati. Stays in play. Curry trying to get it out of there. They'll lose it. Driving right in with some room. Northover into the box. No go on the penalty. Referee waving it off and Reading back in possession. Ball over the top. Kieran Roberts chested ahead. Can he have one final chance? No. A foul called against Kieran Roberts. Going the other way, free kick. Calgary.
Could have been a good opportunity right there for Roberts, of course, finding the space. But he was unable to get it. And thankfully, the ref didn't give him a card on that last foul, as Roberts was pretty ticked.
Yeah, we've seen a couple yellow cards already for dissent here today. 2-2 as we head into the second period of extra time. Let's keep it right here since it should only be 1 or 2 minutes here before they come back on. You can see it out there. Tired legs, slowing down, but still great soccer, of course.
As we've seen so far, I mean, Reading was doing good in the first part of this extra time, but now Calgary's starting to find its way into this game, and they've been close too. And of course, that last opportunity with Northover going down in the box, and the ref's just saying play on. That could have been a penalty and another dangerous foul by Reading United.
Yeah, that a big call to look back on in this build-up, a potential red card as the ref, fourth official out there encouraging the players to get back out onto the field. Coach McCann giving one last pep talk to Reading United AC. If anybody scores in these final 15 minutes, it's going to be who has the most gas, of course. A lot of players out there, heavy legs. Looks like Kieran Roberts eager to make some runs, though, for Reading. And the speed's still there for Calgary.
Calgary, they've been finally able to get back into this game after they went down to man 2. But, of course, yeah, Reading's got to be a little exhausted. I mean, we've seen it probably a little bit in Malloy, who's gotten plenty of opportunities, but has been unable to get any of his passes going. But we still got 15 more minutes, or otherwise we're going to penalties.
Yeah, 2 words probably neither team wants to hear, penalty kicks. They would love to just decide it out on the field here of play. But 15 minutes, as you mentioned, Noah, will decide things here in the second period of extra time. Without a game clock available for us for this extra time period, we will be giving you more time updates here in the second period of extra time. Calgary Foothills FC will start with possession. Waterman working it out wide to Northover. Ball sent up ahead. Run being made by Reedy, but Zebby would have beat him there to it. It went out of play for a throw-in. Zebby will take it. Northover. Waterman. Back over to Sedor. Malloy steals it away. He goes down, grabbing back of one of his ankles as he lunged forward. Kieran Roberts couldn't get there. Play continues for Calgary Foothills FC, and they will kick it out of play, showing some good sportsmanship. Aaron Malloy down with an injury. Certainly not good to see the captain and leader of the midfield here for Reading United, and no substitutions Coach McCann can really make. It's Will Smith, the backup goalkeeper, available. All other players have been exhausted from the bench, with Wasso even having to be subbed out after that Kamal Miller second yellow.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating right now that Malloy, he's down, and right now Reading fans are really hoping that he could still continue.
Trying to walk off, but he's in some pain there. Moving around that left ankle and foot. Here in the 18th minute of extra time. Still 2-2. And Malloy's going to go right back out there. Giving it his all, the captain. Trying to go the full 120 minutes.
That's one thing you always want to see out of your captain, the leader of the team. No matter how hurt he is, he'll still go back out there and fight for his team.
It's the 2017 PDL Young Player of the Year. Now trying to stave off another attack by Calgary. Zebi, ball over the top, headed away by Reading. Wilson and Moosey into the box. Trying to get back to it, headed away by Rob Campbell. Burkhardt, ball over the top. Kieran Roberts making the run. He's going to hold it up here for Reading. Deflected and going back to Calgary. Conti settles that volley, and it's back to Strutz. Strutz taking his time with this one, allowing the pressure to move up the field. And Calgary moving it through the back. 20th minute of extra time, 10 more to go here in Gursky Stadium in this 2018 PDL final. 2-2. Over the top, that going to go all the way over the box. Kamaga sends it in there, headed away by Curry. Zebi tracking this one down for Calgary. Stolen away by Reedy. Malloy, Burkhardt. No foul called. Ball sent over a long drive. Knocked away by Curry, it looks like, and Reading United back down the other way. Reedy goes down there on the challenge. Free kick coming. Zebi, there, the culprit on the play.
Had another opportunity you see right there. Reedy being dragged down as he's trying to get something going. And it's good that the ref called it, but now Reedy is, of course, down with a leg injury of his own.
And the exhaustion settling in for a lot of these players, taking that extra few moments to get up on their feet. trainers will come on to help out Pierre Reedy, who was a second-half sub here today for Reading United. 22nd minute of extra time. Brief water break for the players on both sides. We've had a bit of a stalemate here and extra time. Both teams down to 10 men each. Definitely look exhausted out there, battling up and down. It was a pretty high-paced game in that first half. Slowed down in the second half, but you could tell those quick movements and transition attacks in the first half had their toll.
Well, right now, yeah, definitely coming out swinging for both these teams early on, but now both these teams are just exhausted, especially Reading, who's definitely dealt with the physicality of this game. And we'll see how, hopefully, if Pierre Reedy can still continue in this game.
That's the issue, is there no more subs available other than a goalkeeping sub for Reading United. So if any players get injured from here on out, I don't really have any options. The same, of course, one more sub from the midfield, potentially for Calgary Foothills FC, along with their goalkeeping sub, Ben Press. Reedy back on his feet, but has a noticeable limp there. See if he can make it back on. Amoy checking in on his PDL teammate and also collegiate teammate, Penn State. And the way it's looking, Reedy might be done here. So Reading right now down to 9 men. It's 9v10. Yes, you heard that right here in this PDL final. Crazy events that go along with those 4 total goals on the scoreboard. Roberts tried a little flick over to Burkhardt. They'll lose it back to Calgary. Calgary some momentum here. An injury to Reading United as Reedy comes off the field. Now Calgary, like they were for the second half, for about 10 minutes, they're up a man. Calgary going to put the pressure on. Ball sent in, deflected away, and it's a corner kick here late for Calgary Foothills FC. 25th minute of extra time. Take the short route. Zebi at the top, sends it in there, brought down, still rattling around. Ball sent across, headed up and over everyone in the box. Oscar Ramsey chased after it. But had a play, throwing coming for Calgary Foothills FC, and it will be Pasquati looking to send it deep, deep into the box. Headed away, looks like by Campbell. Another volley. Pasquati back to the top of the box. Headed away. Burkhardt down to Roberts. Campbell. Zebi up ahead. Carmago. Ball sent in, headed away by Conte. Roberts settling in, gives it off to Ramsey. Malloy didn't see that one coming behind him. Carmago left, of him is Zebi. He gets a crossover into the box. Headed away. 27th minute of extra time. Curry back with it. Loses it. Players go down in the box, but a free kick awarded to Reading United AC. And they'll get out of the situation. Substitution coming on for Calgary Foothills FC. That's their last field player coming on from the roster. It's Tofa Fakunal. Some new fresh legs here for these final 3 minutes of extra time. Zakaria will come off after he came on as a sub in the second half.
Of course, right now, Calgary trying to get anything as we come down to the final minutes of extra time. As Zakaria, of course, was the forward, and then now it looks like they'll move up Moosey to try and get something going.
Roberts goes down there. Referee waves it off. Late into the Reading night here in Gursky Stadium. Still 2-2. Conte almost losing it to Moosey. Calgary back with a flick there. Headed off by Conte. Through ball up ahead, trying to stave off the attack. McCartney in there. Calgary back with it. They'll get possession, looking for a cross. Northover sends it in. They're swept away. 28th minute of extra time. Crossed in. Here looking for the chance. In the back of the net. Calgary Foothills FC find the answer. Deep into extra time. A brilliant strike inside the box. And it's 3-2 with Reading down to 9 men.
Just in that opportunity, I mean, you could just see Calgary just trying to find something, and of course getting a good shot on goal past Strooks. And right now that gives them the lead as it comes down to the final minutes of this extra time.
Still time for Reading United. We've seen some crazy things in this game, but a huge goal for Calgary. And it's Pasquati, one of the players that, give them credit, they've been on here for on the field for nearly 120 minutes. He finds the back of the net. And things looking bright for Calgary and their contingent here, foot soldiers, coming all the way to Reading, Pennsylvania. Reading with one final chance maybe here with a minute and maybe an extra minute of stoppage time if they're lucky. Reedy went down with an injury and had to leave the game, so they're down to 9 men against the 10 of Calgary. Clear back the other way. Conte knocks it down. Malloy back. Campbell trying to keep possession. Back downfield by Conte. Out of play. And Calgary will have the throw-in at midfield. They fell in the final 2 years ago to the Michigan Bucks 3-2. And this time, might be a bright one up in the foothills.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time.
4 minutes of stoppage time here coming towards the tail end of extra time. Curry caught out there a bit. Moosey. Calgary looking to play keep away here. Trying to get that PDL title. They retain possession. Ramsey misses that chance. Zebi back to the top. Zebi wide open on the near side. Malloy can't get the chance there. Curry back over. Can Calgary find another and seal it? It's Moosey! Make it a 4th tonight for Calgary. Towards the end of extra time. And all but ensures a PDL title coming back to the Foothills tonight.
Well, in that last opportunity, just finding the open space, especially since this Reading team's down to 9 men. There's only so much that this Reading team can do, and now Calgary just opening up the floodgates of how it goes.
They've been attacking all night on that transition, their speed, and they get another here late on. Moosey make it a 2nd for him in this PDL final. He scored the first one all the way back early in that first half. That puts him at 8 total this season in the PDL. Calgary coming all the way down from the southwest of Canada down to Reading, Pennsylvania. Looks like they're headed home with the PDL championship. Strutz will come up to take this free kick. Malloy stands over the ball. Here we're in stoppage time of extra time. 4-2 Calgary. 2 goals in the last 3 minutes. Malloy takes it. Scooped over the top. Strutz a header across frame and nearly scores for Reading. That'll be a goal kick for Calgary as they try to burn off the final few seconds. Out of play, whistle blown on the foul, and it's a free kick. Some extracurriculars out there, frustration after 120 minutes. A 4-2 lead for Calgary. They'll have the free kick on the far side. And the referee's whistle soon to be coming. And there it is. Calgary Foothills FC are your 2018 USL PDL champions. They'll be singing in the Foothills tonight. They win a title after falling in the championship in 2016. They're taking the trophy home, back across the border.
Got to give a lot of credit to this Calgary Foothills team. They got their opportunity finally after losing the title chance back in 2016.
Ladies and
And
gentlemen,
now
let's hear it for our
finally
boys
get
in
to
the
bring it
ring.
home to the fans back in Calgary. But what a matchup. Even though the fans in Reading are disappointed, but it was a great matchup right to the very end.
Yeah.
Got to give a lot of credit to both sides.
If you're any soccer league, this is what you want for your final. Great crowd, packed here, with fans coming all the way from Calgary to Reading, Pennsylvania, which they probably didn't hear of before they made this trip, honestly. And then you look at this game, 6 goals total, brilliant offense back and forth and defense, excellent matchups. These were definitely 2 deserving teams that fought tonight. Reading falls and Calgary gets the title, and either one would have been deserving, and either way, honestly, we were headed to penalty kicks. It was going to be dire for one of these sides.
Yeah, well, either way, it was a good match, but then, of course, Reading just doing well all season long, and then, of course, just falling flat here in the championship.
Red card for either side. had definitely a huge effect on this match as you look at it overall. And then Pierre Reedy going down with an injury, putting Reading down to 9 men without a sub. That was the real X factor. Took away someone from the back line, kind of became a 3-man back line. And that gave Calgary 2 goals in the final 3 minutes of extra time. And now they celebrate as PDL champions. Moosey with 2 goals here tonight, leading the way for now the PDL champions. And give them credit too, Moses Danto, their top goal scorer, 11 goals, 3 assists, was not on the field tonight. They still came out as champions. Huge credit to them making the journey down here to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they do deserve a lot of credit for playing without their best player. And then, as we saw some of the guys step up, and Moosey and having trouble pronouncing his name all night. Pasquito, is that it?
Pasquale. Give him some love.
I finally got it.
He had those line drives. I'll remember.
No, yeah, he was doing really well tonight. And then Akio was doing well tonight. And then, of course, the subs coming on. And then eventually just coming away with that final minutes as Reedy was unable to continue. This Reading United team, of course, fighting till the very end. And honestly, they surprised a lot of people.
Yes.
And it was very good to see that all these players came together, made this deep run. And then, of course, Alan McCann making the right decisions. And, of course, earning that Coach of the Year award. But, of course, you got to win every game. And, of course, sometimes you lose some big ones. And this one will for Reading United.
Just one loss in 2018 for both these teams. It happens to be a loss for Reading United in the PDL Championship that proved to be theirs. Huge moment for Calgary Foothills FC. Stay with us. We'll be giving you coverage of the entire post-match ceremony here. We'll get to lift the cup, and also both teams will be recognized. Good show of sportsmanship, too. Calgary stopping their celebration, come over, shake the hands of Reading United AC. Brilliant run for them, though. You were mentioning it, Reading, winning the Mid-Atlantic Division in a tough year with a lot of great skilled teams out there in the division, and then taking the Eastern Conference crown against their rivals, New York Red Bulls U23 squad, and then making it all the way to the final. There's Tommy Wielden Jr. He'll head off to coach Calvary FC. He's in his 4th season here with the Foothills FC squad, and definitely his last match with them will be one to remember.
Yeah, it's always good to see no matter who's part of your team, but the fact that it's your final match and you get to ride it out on top like some of the great athletes of our sports today. So a lot of credit goes to this Calgary Foothills team who finally get their chance after losing the title just a few years ago.
Yes. Heartbreaking fashion, too. They lost that game by 1 goal, 3-2. They win this one in extra time, 4-2. Before we eventually throw it off to public address announcer Ryan Lyon, we want to give my thanks to the entire crew here for Reading United Soccer, the entire season, all the support we get from the top with the management here of Reading United, also our producer Alan Pegler, Braden Byler on camera, Noah Pegler as color commentary, and of course I'm Chris Makoviak. As we wait for the trophy presentation, let's take a look at those final stats for this match. That was back and forth all over. Lots of cards, 7 combined yellow cards, 2 red cards. I think that tells the story of the match if you watch this entire game overall, as it is Calgary Foothills FC getting the 2-0 win in extra time, winning the later stages of that match.
Yeah, of course, those goals making that last difference in this game. But then, of course, all these cards made a big difference in this game. First, Reading was down, and then, of course, Calgary made it even after they got their first red card. But then it was unfortunate for Reading to lose Reedy in those final moments, as that was the big decider of this match.
In Calgary, really, the keys to the game, we laid it out there. They like the high press. They have the fast offense. That was the difference. This offense put up 4 goals against arguably one of the best defenses of the Eastern Conference, and really putting in Villages SC too in that category.
We can get Reading. Yeah, this defense for Reading United, of course. I mean, they made their mistakes. Unfortunately, Conte had a really rough night making turnovers, and of course, being parts of the fact of giving up goals to this Calgary Foothills team. But of course, I mean, Reading, of course, they were dominant all season long. But then coming into these playoffs, they were facing a lot of teams that were really dominant, as they were really pressing high, and they figured out this Reading United strategy. But Reading, of course, putting up a fight and then making it this far is pretty impressive.
Now tune in here for Reading United. They'll receive their second place medals here. Of course, we want to recognize two Southern Conference champion, the Villages SC, also Central Conference champion, FC Chicago United, for brilliant runs of their own to the semifinals. As it will be Reading United first to the stage and the stand here. Getting a nice applause from the fans here at Gursky Stadium. Brilliant crowd out tonight. Getting supporters from Bethlehem Steel FC and Philadelphia Union too coming out tonight for a great experience.
It was good for Reading to have the good atmosphere of this crowd that came out tonight, and there was a lot of people here. We had people on the other side of the bleachers.
We don't usually see that
in Reading, Pennsylvania. And to make a run this far really inspires the team, it inspires the fans, and hopefully we get to see this team back here again next year.
Yeah, plenty of players will certainly be returning here still in college.
Just want to say a big thank you to all the fans that came out. Really gave it a great atmosphere in this championship game. And once again, just give it up for Reading United.
Eastern Conference champions and Mid-Atlantic Division champions and PDL finalists, Reading United AC here in 2018.
And fans, make sure after the PDL season that you follow these players, because many of these players are going to be making a step up into the professional game, whether that's in USL, MLS, or leagues across the world. But this is a very talented group, and just keep following them through their journey, and they appreciate your support. And to present the runner-up plaque for Chris Madden. One more round of applause for the host team, Reading United. Also, a special thank you to Reading United for hosting the championship game. It's a top-class organization, and from the league, we could not be more happy with the host.
Now Calgary Foothills FC getting set to make their walk for their medals and to lift the cup.
And now we'd like to welcome onto the stage the 2018 PDL champions, Calgary Foothills FC.
Tommy Wilden Jr. leading them at the top as head coach to both of their PDL championship appearances in these last 3 years. Getting one championship here at the end from it.
Yeah, he's definitely got to be satisfied to get this chance to redeem himself after that earlier title loss a few years ago, and now they're bringing the championship back to Calgary.
Great moment for Canadian soccer, too. 5 teams from the PDL do play in Canada. And bringing home a trophy after last year also, Canadian team was in the running with Thunder Bay Chill. So, excellent to see the game expanding even more in Canada.
before we get to the lifting of the PDL trophy, we'd like to present the MVP of this championship game, who is somebody who had the eventual game winner, the third goal, the crucial goal in this match, and that is Nico Pasquale.
Nico Pasquale getting the 2018 PDL Championship MVP award, deservingly so.
He was definitely a big part of this matchup, especially to fill in that hole as their star goal scorer was missing here tonight for Calgary.
Once again, we'd like to thank both teams. It was a hard-fought game. And now we will be presenting the trophy for the 2018 PDL champions, Calgary Foothills FC.
Calgary Foothills FC, your 2018 PDL champions. Again, the 2018 PDL champions, Calgary Foothills FC. I'd like to thank everyone that did tune in tonight. Throughout, there's 120 minutes of game time for a fantastic 4-2 game between these two squads, and really lived up to the hype of this PDL final. Of course, thanks to all the fans all season I've watched on Reading United YouTube channel. For the entire crew, Braden Byler, camera operator, our producer Alan Pagler, alongside me Noah Pagler, our color commentator. I'm Chris Makoviak. Have a great night, everyone, and congratulations once again to Calgary Foothills FC on their first title in PDL play.